Is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to your match review for Chelsea's first game in the Club World Cup. Chelsea 2, LAFC 0. A dominant victory for Chelsea FC to start off their first game in the Club World Cup tournament. I'm accompanied by Scott. I'm Marshall DBDX, your host today and every day. So if you enjoy the content, if you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Helps out tremendously with our goal of trying to hit 5K subscribers. Also, be sure to smash up the like button if you haven't done so already, guys, because it does help us out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. And by all means, check out the links in the description for more content. Leave a link or leave a comment down below to let us know your thoughts on today's game and everything that we're going to be discussing today. And last but not least, be sure to check out the memberships because there's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. Ladies and gents in the chat, big up to every single one of you. Big up to everyone who has already smashed up the like button. In Casually FC fashion, let's go ahead and get quickly into the summary of today's match. Pretty straightforward lineup that I actually didn't expect. I thought there was going to be a lot of rotation due to international break, but no, we presented ourselves with a strong lineup, not much rotation. It was a lineup that had Enzo Fernandez dropped actually for Romeo Lavia, Atosin and Levi Colwill center back pairing. Reece James, who actually played at right back, the right of the three when we were in possession as well. And Jackson, who had a start, which probably surprised a few people. But hey, I've been telling people, listen, as much as you may not like what Jackson did in that game against, what was it, Ipswich? No, it was against, I can't remember. Oh, Newcastle. As much as you may not like what happened in that game against Newcastle, Jackson is still favored by Maresca. And that being said, he was going to play at some point, and there's still a good player there, despite maybe not being optimally where he needs to be in terms of the output that you guys might want. But hey, that's regardless. We'll discuss that later on in the show. Nani and Neto, who went ahead and started on the wings as well, and Palmer in the 10. So just to get into the quick summary of the match, the first half, relatively very, very possession heavy first half. We didn't really create many chances. We did have some here and there, but we weren't clinical. Nani was just, decision making was stinky today. I'm not gonna lie about it. His decision making today, normally I'm all for trying to get at the ball and trying to get at the goal and attacking the defender, but today just wasn't on it. Not a great performance from him. Had maybe created 1 or 2 chances. That's about it for the majority of the game. And a lot of the ball was coming from his side, on the left-hand side. not enough creativity. It felt a little slow in the beginning of the match. Jackson, I thought, had a good presentation. Didn't do much wrong, and definitely made his presence felt against that LAFC defense. And as a result of that, around the 34th minute, Jackson pretty much gets some link-up play, holds onto the possession, dribbles around the defense, gives the ball to Neto, who, in my opinion, either him or Cucurella, man of the match. Neto, who dribbles up to the field, then cuts inside, sends the defender going the other way in a slide tackle, then gets an open shot at Hugo Lloris's goal and scores, putting us 1-0 on the scoreboard. The rest of the half, again, more just controlling. And then the second half, we saw the substitutions of Reece James and Lavia coming off for a Malo Gusto, who is another player we'll talk about, and a Enzo Fernandez. And Enzo Fernandez coming onto the match, you could tell a lot more attacking prowess on the pitch now, a lot more urgency to try to score. We created a lot more chances. Cole Palmer, just taking matters into his own hands very often today. Jackson linking up play. Nani was actually non-existent in the second half. Pedro Neto a lot more persistent in that half and really controlling his side. And yeah, it wasn't long until we were knocking on that door, and it wasn't long until around the 79th minute where good link-up play from a lot of the players we saw around the 69th minute, I believe. I think the 70th minute mark, 69th minute mark, we saw Delap come on for Nicholas Jackson, a very much anticipated debut for, I was about to say Rory Delap. That's going to happen a lot this season. People get used to it. I'm sorry. Liam Delap comes on and is also involved in a goal. Finds himself in a position where Cole Palmer finds him, links up play with Cole Palmer really well. He makes a run that Cole Palmer finds, passes it to Liam. Liam then chips it into the box where he sees Enzo Fernandez making a run, crashing into the box, and boom, pretty much identical to what we saw in Conference League. Enzo Fernandez gets on the scoreboard, and it is 2-0. And finally, around the 79th minute, we start making more substitutions. We see Asugo come on, another player that I myself am excited to see play a little bit more often. Not a bad cameo for his first start. I think a lot of fans are a little disappointed they didn't get to see Santos, which I think things stay calm, people. The time will come, but And maybe some of you are a little disappointed we didn't get to see Mamadou Sarr, which it could happen in the Tunis games if we seal against Flamengo, and we will be watching that game as well. I think Boca Juniors Benfica is up next, and then after that game, 9 EST is going to be
Flamengo
Tunis versus Flamengo. Yep. But Scott, what are your thoughts on the match today, man? What did you think of today's game?
It's an interesting question because, I think it was a bit mixed in a sense. I don't think we played great going forwards, on the ball, but defensively we were solid up until I think up until the subs at half time we became less solid. But you see who went off and who came on, and you understand that. And for one of the players that came on, I'm not even saying he was bad defensively. It's just you see, you obviously lose a bit of defensive solidity when he comes on and the other guy goes off. But I'll touch on that in a moment. Defensively, I thought we were solid outside of a couple mistakes here and there, just in terms of talking about the first half, a couple shaky moments, but nothing really that LAFC was able to capitalize on. I mean, Bouanga, their best player, had it in the first half was having a horrid game. Not even just the fact that he was against Reece James, he was just having a horrid game. But then midfield, I thought we were solid, but in the attack outside of Jackson, I thought today stank. Noni was terrible, absolutely atrociously bad.
Wait, you thought Jackson stank?
No, I said outside of Jackson. I thought
okay.
Jackson, I thought was very good with everything that he was doing. Outside, obviously, he didn't finish, but everything outside of that was good. Noni was horrible today. I thought outside of his goal, Neto wasn't very good for me. I disagree. Really? I think he was our best player. I think that one of the two midfielders in Caicedo or Lavia, for me, I'd probably go Caicedo. I thought Cucurella was up there as well for what he did. I think Colwell, you could argue as well, had a better game. Reece in the first half was excellent. So yeah, Neto just wasn't doing anything. I mean,
statistically, he had a pretty good game. Here, I'll show you.
Like you can say stats.
He was like dominating his half. The first half was not good. But
no, he like that first half. If I'm just focused on that first half, he wasn't dominating anything. My guy couldn't beat.
He wasn't really getting the ball either, though.
He couldn't beat. No, he was. He just couldn't beat their left back, who's a right back by trade. Like he's a right back by trade playing left back because he's both footed. Couldn't beat him once. I think beat him once in total.
Seatbelt.
Yeah, like he wasn't doing anything. But then you see what he can bring in terms of the goal, because I think the issue with Neto for me isn't necessarily him as a little bit is him as a player, but it's more how he fits this team. Like it's another instance of these sporting directors just going and getting a player that doesn't suit the system in terms of he works the best times at Wolves. We're counter-attacking, running space. Like there's an element to him that's just kick and run, which he can't do in the low block as well. But you see with the goal he scored, like he gets that space in behind, which Jackson creates for him, and is able to get in behind, has space, is able to cut inside, get that goal. That's what he thrives on. Unfortunately, in the way we play, especially when you play against these teams where you eventually dominate the ball and push them back, he just doesn't get the space. But good thing he got the goal. It's positive for him. Thought Palmer today was pretty poor, especially in the first half. Second half, he got a bit better. There was a couple more moments from him, but still not really good enough. Should have scored, had a chance inside the box, blast it over. But yeah, I said like it was just those three players really. I thought weren't really performing. And then second half makes the changes. I do think us getting the goal in the first half was important as well, because like LAFC should have scored in the second half. I'll say that much. But I didn't think they didn't really have anything on the bench really. Like Giroud's not that guy. Like I think you saw after he came on, he didn't really do anything because he's just not that guy for them. It's literally Bouanga, maybe David Martinez, the right winger that came on in the middle of the first half. Can sometimes do a little bit, but that's about it. But yeah, and then second half was better. You could see there was an element of like when Enzo came on, there was certainly more going forward. It looked like Neto did improve in the second half. I thought Jackson continued to be very good, and then I think what's he called, Delap coming on. I think it was a solid debut. Like I'd probably give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10, because there was still some stuff you can see of like, I don't know if it's nerves or just it's his first game. This is not me trying to crash it on him. It's just like he had a couple moments where like the touch was a bit off or the pass wasn't quite there. But I think that's just, like I said, his first game. It's either nerves or just learning the system, learning the team. Is what it is. It was a good basis. There was enough good things from him where it's like a good basis to start from, and a good launching point. So I think as long as he can kind of smooth those bits out, get the touch, good all the time, make sure the link up play is good all the time. Like he's got the ability to like get past players. You saw that with the chance he created, not the cross, but there was another one. So he was good when he came on. Asugo, I didn't really notice. I'll be honest. Like kind of because I checked out a little bit at that point of the game. Who else? Gusto stank. Just awful player. And you saw he was.
I gotta disagree with that one.
No, he stank, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Bouanga should have had 2 goals today because of Gusto both times. And if it wasn't for the fact of Bouanga being like that, so people won't know if they don't watch MLS. But like that Bouanga you saw today, the number 99 for LAFC, that was that's not him normally. Like if that's him at his best, what he was doing before this game, what he does on a regular basis, he scores 2 goals, by the way, because of Gusto both times. That was the only like disappointment in terms of the subs. Like he just wasn't to the level, and you saw the immediate drop off. Like the golfing class between him and Reece is so wide at this point. Yeah, so I said like everything else was good. We kept the clean sheet, which I didn't think we do, which I was pleasantly surprised about. Sanchez, like I said, apart from a couple of stupid moments with passing, was decent in goal.
To give him now, yeah.
And yeah, like it was solid. Like as I said, it wasn't spectacular. It probably should have been more comfortable. But as I said, considering we gave up a few chances in that second half, we did have some chance ourselves. Like I said, the Palmer one. I'm trying to think if there was another one outside the Palmer one that I'm forgetting. Don't think there is, unless you guys can remember any others. Yeah, like I really. Outside of that, second half you can tell was definitely better. it's a good place to move from. I think the only thing I'd like to see going forward, as I said, is number one, a new winger come in. Like, I need it. Like, we need a new winger because what we've got at the moment ain't good enough. Esteval, by the way, best Chelsea winger that we've seen in this tournament so far, and he currently doesn't play for Chelsea.
Yeah, okay.
And then just like see Santos get minutes. I'm not going to crash out on the Santos thing at the moment. Yeah. Like, but if he doesn't start against Flamengo, then something's wrong. And I mean, start, like, he can't get bench minutes against Flamengo for me. Like, he needs to start or be coming on at half time. But even then, I won't really accept that.
I would like to see, and this is going to lead me to my next question. I would like to see next game potentially a pivot of Lavia and Caicedo. Not Lavia and Caicedo, I'm sorry. Rather than a Lavia and Caicedo pivot, I'd rather see a Santos and Caicedo pivot. Let's see what that looks like. Because because today what happened was tit for tat what we've been told, that Caicedo and Isugo is the Caicedo replacement. Well, if that's the case, if Santos is the Lavia replacement, then let's see Santos in that position. Because I think one thing I wanted to say, I think all of us can agree that first half was not a good half for Chelsea. I mean, good, we got the goal.
On the midfield, I think that I don't think it's an issue yet, but you see the makings of a potential issue, which I think the issue that like me and Ahmed and others have brought up when it comes to like the Isugo transfer of like, where do you play all these guys? Like, you have these four players, these four midfielders that all of them could start for us on any given week. How do you give them all minutes? Because you say, oh, Santos is the Lavia backup, but when we made a sub at halftime, it was Enzo that came on because we only played two midfielders. So this is where you got to think, and I'll be honest, this is where for me, you have a way, and Maresca will never do this, but he needs to find a way to change it. And what I would do, is to sort the winger problem, B, sort the Palmer problem, because it is a Palmer problem at this point, by the way, and C, to fix this issue of players in the midfield. You put Palmer on the right, you put Neto as the like backup left winger, go and get a left winger, sell Noni, and then you've got Esteval as the backup right winger. Then all of a sudden you're fixed, and then you play a three-man midfield of Caicedo, Enzo, and one other. So you fix then the problem of time. As you just have to change things up. But to be fair, that 4-3-3 is what he played at, in terms of like starting as a 4-3-3, and obviously it molded into whatever it is. It's what he played at Leicester. But it's something he has to do, because as I said, the Palmer thing just isn't working right now. Like, first half, he was horrible. Like, horrible. And you saw in the second half, a lot of the good moments he had was him being in that kind of like right wing, right half space point, but not as a number 10. More as a guy who can, do a little spin past a player on the edge of the box, but like in the like corner of the box. So yeah, I think that's something he needs to try. As I said, it fixes the winger issue then, because you have one less winger you need to buy potentially. So, and I think that's who says about as well.
I think that is something that I think it can be accommodated for, because we've seen in this particular system, we can get away with playing Enzo as a 10. He has been able to do it. He now has the ability to crash into the box, which he didn't have under Pochettino. We've seen he's capable of doing that, and his creativity is there. Maybe, you can have him be a little bit more deep lying as well, like what we've seen with Cole Palmer. And that, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was going to allude to my question, essentially being that, like, in this current system, the reason I even brought up Santos, right, with Lavia, and Ahmed, of course, will give you a chance to speak on this, but I brought that up because I feel like there are certain profiles that have to start certain games depending on what you're trying to do. And I feel like in this game in particular, I get being respectful to the opposition, and I'm glad that he made the change at halftime. But I feel like when Lavia plays, that's Maresca saying, I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to be defensively solid. We're going to test out this team in possession. We're just going to toss the ball around, see what they're about, see what they can do when they have the ball, really look at the opposition. Then the second half, I'm going to make the changes to win the game, which going into the rest of the tournament, I would like to come out the gates, showing more of what we saw in that second half versus the boring first half, which I think it was, I think we were lucky to score, really. Like, I'm not going to say we were lucky. Obviously, there was a skill gap there, but against a better opposition, we don't score in that first half. We look lackluster. We look like we're lacking creativity. And then when you bring on Enzo, then you get the creativity and spark that. And that's where, like, okay, maybe you can have that with Santos instead of Lavia, where you can get a little bit more of a balance of defensive stability, but also creativity. I mean, Ahmed, what do you think about what happened in that first half, and how do you tweak that to kind of fix it going forward?
I just say though, like,
talking, Joey. Listen. I'm just. This is my.
Also, Jason genuinely didn't listen to a word I said. So if you think that's what I said,
I just say personally, you know, I feel like I've come into a situation where I feel like the complete opposite. Guys, it's the Club World Cup. I don't know what the man am expecting. I said this before. You are facing LAFC. We know what the players are like. They're not going to take this level seriously, bro. Like, again, for me personally, these guys have played. Some of these guys have played it in a little bit, 2-3 weeks. Then it's coming back. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows straight away. Like, this is why for me, I'm not too concerned about the performance. I'm going to be quite honest with you.
I'm not doing this again. That's not. Why are we pretending like this is the first time we've seen our team be lackluster in the first half and then they kick it up in the second half?
That's it.
Come on, man. We've seen this.
I think the difference. The difference.
Because the problem is, Marshall. I think I know what Scott probably says, that I think the difference probably was we had Conference League in the middle of the week. Probably I'll probably make the argument for, and secondly also we probably made the fundamental argument that, you know, again, it was the Premier League 2 that we had, right? We're playing the Premier League. It's a bit more of a tougher competition. Like, maybe it's a bit more of a thing of that aspect. But for me, at the same time, I'm not taking a lot of what I'm seeing right now into a high level of consideration, because I understand I'm playing the Club World Cup against LAFC, bro. I hate to put it, but that's the way I'm gonna put it in my personal opinion, right? It's some of these guys are not playing 100%. We didn't really get out of gear one vast majority of the game, in my personal opinion, and that is unironically understandable, right? We can criticize maybe a bit more about how some of our wingers maybe weren't doing their job enough, in my personal opinion, whether that be a Neto, whether that be a Madueke, in terms of that. But realistically, I don't really have an issue with the vast majority of what I saw in that game.
Yeah, and I think what I was going to say was, I think in that first half, it was more of a case of, like, I don't know how to explain this well, but like almost playing into the LAFC's hands a little bit, because like they're a team that wants to sit back and hit you on transition, and like their centre backs they had were good in the air. We also have someone who isn't great in the air. Like I thought, as I said, Jackson had a good game, but we know one of the flaws he has is bad in the air. And you look at what they were doing; it was a lot of filter us out to the wide areas and get our wingers. Not even 2v1 at times. It was 1v1 at times with their fullback, and just ask them to beat them. And that's where, for me, I take issue in terms of some of the performances, especially from the wingers this game. Because I agree with you, Ahmed. I think the level. I don't think that's fair. I think the level of most of the players in the team. So I said, I think the level of like basically the whole team, and especially like I think the level of like mostly the whole team that started was good. It was literally outside of Palmer, who was just having a bad first half. He just had a bad first half, and the two wingers. And for me, it was the issue with the wingers.
Big up, Joey.
Most of that first half was just they weren't taking their man on, and the times they did, they fucked up. And I'm not being funny, bro. Like
literally,
people want to talk about.
Look what I found.
Do you know what's jokes? Is people on one hand say we're playing MLS and MLS team. Cool. Then these guys should be able to beat these guys 1v1 on the dribble.
Rough.
Like I said earlier, I think Neto completed one dribble against Hollingshead that I saw. Like Hollingshead was just having him on toast most of the time, and Noni wasn't doing anything against Palencia.
It was really like the one time that he scored was the one time he beat
he beat him, and it's because he got space in behind to run into, and that's the thing is,
my main thing, guys, is just that, you know, again, I think it's fair to criticize the wingers, but we also need to realize a lot of these guys come back from the national break. I don't care. The level of drop is going to be consistent.
No, I don't care. No, Ahmed, no, it's not. Fuck off.
I hate to say it. I hate to see it, Scott. I hate
these excuses.
I hate to say it. They were doing this in Conference League. What? Ahmed, it's cool. This is for me. Then this is either
a mentality issue, which is a problem, or it's a talent issue, which is a problem. Because when you've got Desiree Doué coming back from international duty and he's doing just fine against a better left back, when you've got Kvaratskhelia coming back, wait, cool.
That's the point I'm making, though.
Ahmed, no, you're not understanding my point. It's an issue either way because it's either these guys can't be bothered to get
the
up
mentality problem. I agree.
Cool, then they need to fuck off then because if they can't get up for these games. Bro, we used to cuss Mason Mount and them, man, for doing the same shit. And Havertz for like, you want to get out for these games that matter?
But listen, that's fine. That's fine, bro. But the thing is, I don't know how we're getting angry or like criticizing it now when this has been happening the whole season already. When we were facing
Ahmed, there's a level, right? Because at least, because again, I think it's a stupid argument, but people can use the argument. Oh, because like people tried to use the argument for me when I said we were playing like shit against Copenhagen, and they went, oh. But it's Copenhagen. These guys were playing in the Champions League. They're a good team. Cool. Now what?
Yeah,
because we played a team from a league that you don't rate.
But for me, Scott, that argument was always bullshit. I just knew.
I know it was bullshit, bro.
Because you listen, we stream pretty much all the time whenever we're casually. You know what my thoughts are. Whenever these guys face a certain level of opposition, their level always drops a good 20-30%. I've said this before. The LAFC. The performance of LSC, I promise you probably get a similar performance against Flamenco and Tunis.
Yeah, potentially, but this is why I say. That's why I say.
It's not even a potentially. This is what's going to happen.
Probably, like,
what's going to happen.
You say that, but we don't know. At the end of the day, we don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, the reason why that was something to focus on for me is because it just highlights the need for at least one winger, maybe two, but at least one winger. Like I said, the fact that for me, the best performance I've seen, it's only one game, I will contest. But across one game so far, the best performance from a Chelsea winger is Esteval, and he doesn't play for us currently because he was taking his man on. He was playing a team that's better than any of the than LAFC. He played a team that were going to deal with him physically, and he was beating them 1v1. He was against them 2v1 from what I saw in the first half. He was against them 2v1, 3v1. Was still beating them on the dribble. He was doing stuff that I'm expecting Noni to do, couldn't do. I'm expecting Neto to do, couldn't do. So that's why I'm annoyed from that perspective of them. Of like, you got like, I just need better. I can't be watching you guys not be able to beat Palencia and Hollingshead on the dribble like once.
I mean, Scott. Unfortunately, with Neto, he was actually 5 for 7, so he wasn't actually as bad as you thought he was statistically. He got caught a couple times. You just don't expect a guy that good to be caught by an MLS player a couple times. Like, that's just really what it came down to. And it was really because the game was slowed down in those moments and he got caught. That's okay. I do think that there is a sense of like relaxation when you're playing against these kind of teams. Like, I get you, Ahmed, but also if we're talking about like specifically like Nani, like he was really, really poor. Like, like the touches, bro. There was a point in the box. There was a point. The ball, Neto got him the ball across the box, onto his right foot. He tried to trap the ball, and the ball went behind him. All he had to do is trap and shoot.
But
it was literally just trap and shoot.
Joey, can I ask you a question? Have I seen this from Madueke already throughout the season?
Yeah, but Ahmed, that doesn't excuse it.
I'm not excusing it.
Ahmed, what is the argument you're trying to make here?
With Madueke specifically, right? The argument isn't even that he played rubbish. He's been doing this quite consistently throughout the season, right? Where he's been playing this for. So again, for me, when I see this type of performance from him, he's having a bad game. That's pretty simple. I don't understand. I don't really understand. Like, again, this is why I said again, I'm talking about in terms of the team performance. It was that's why I was connecting the start of the Conference League with. In terms of the wingers, I said you can criticize them if you want to, because I think that's a bit more of a fairer criticism that these guys weren't able to do their job, right? But everyone else, like, we know the way these our players are. When they face certain level of opposition, they do drop in terms of performance-wise.
Ahmed, I disagree. I don't think anyone. I said this earlier. Outside of Palmer, I'll be honest. There were 4 guys that walked off that pitch today that I think genuinely need to look at themselves in a mirror. And I'll be real. For one of them, it's only really the first half. Actually, 2 of them, I think it's only really the first half. Like the rest of the team, like I said, the defense in that first half. If I'm just focusing on the first half, because for me that was the worst of the 2 halves. Defense and the goalkeeper in the first half, outside a couple of like small lapses of concentration, which didn't cost us, absolutely were either fine to really good. Midfield, great. Jackson, really good. Like, it's literally just those three, like behind Jackson. And I said, Palmer and Neto.
Really, Scott, the only bad player was Gusto for two.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, Madueke as well, but like, yeah, as I said, Palmer and Neto.
Like Madueke he wasn't as big of a problem because we had like we had other players playing.
Yeah, we kept going down the right hand side, particularly.
But he just kept that wasn't a problem to us because other players were playing really well.
But that's what I mean.
On the right that Delap was having was just like everything was just moving the right way in that.
100%. But that's what I mean. Of like second half, as I said, I thought Palmer and Neto got better. So it's only really like Joey said, Gusto, who was just a bozo the moment he came on, and Madueke, who, like I said, Joey said we didn't really focus on that side, who were problems. So for me, I'm looking at like the performance wasn't probably as dominant in terms of like scoreline, created chances as we wanted. And obviously, like I said, defensively it did drop off a little bit. Like there was a few more lapses towards the end, but that was mainly Gusto.
We were already at 2-0 up at that point, by the way.
This for the first chance that we weren't, they should have made Bouanga should have made it 1-1, but then
but that was Neto on him. That was the thing. It was Neto, not
but yeah, so that's what I said. Like the reason why I focus on the wingers so much is because I thought everyone else actually played all right. As I said, I'm mainly focused on that first half, but everyone else was fine. So it's not just that everyone's mentality dropped. No, not everyone's mentality dropped because everyone else was playing to the level. It's literally just the two wingers in the first half, as I said, and Palmer and Neto fixed it in the first half. Sorry, in the second half. So that's why I say
I really do
because I think I guarantee you, by the way, PSG, when they play Seattle Sounders, they'll put them to the sword because they've got the quality and the mentality to do that.
Bro, PSG got attackers.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm saying.
And Jackson, who can barely hit the football. And by the way, Jackson, great pass. By the way, that was a good pass. Like,
it was a good pass.
It's a good pass.
No, have you guys seen the referee angle of it?
Yo, like to me, right? To me, if you, I think that if you move, I wanted to see him try Jackson on one. I wanted to see him try it. Like that's what I really wanted to see. Because, bro, like he has the capability of at least like if we're talking about like footballers, he's one of our better footballers. Like still, like I'm not. Just like on footballing ability in itself, he's still one of our better footballers. Yeah. Like left wing is a natural position to him. It's not something that's unnatural to him. And we only have 3 wingers. So like, I wanted to see a little bit of Jackson on left wing today. That'd have been like my only caveat to it. Like I don't mind Tyree George coming on. Like I have no problem with it. You know what I mean? But like that's my only caveat to this entire game. Like to me, outside of like I said, I put it in my Twitter. I don't give a fuck if we get grouped. We could get grouped for all I give a fuck. As long as everybody walks away from this tournament without an injury, I do not give a fuck. Do not get injured. That's what we walked away with no injuries today. That's more than the 3 points to me. That to me, that's more than the 3 points. Because I saw Caicedo and Cucurella start limping, I was gonna be so goddamn mad, bro. Like I was gonna be so fucking mad. So like to me, I get wanting to win this, but I want to start this next season the right way still. So like I don't want anybody to get injured, bro. I just don't want to get anybody injured.
I get that. In terms of like what we were talking about with the midfield of Lavia and Caicedo, I guess having this discussion, I am starting to realize that the sticking point, a lot of it becomes the wingers, right? Like we weren't really giving Neto too many we weren't really going on the right hand side in the first half. We were going on the left hand side a lot more, and Nani just kept losing the ball constantly. And Joey's right. Like if this continues to persist, which I think it's gone on enough, I think we're at a point now where we're it's almost like the beginning of the season all over again, where it's like, okay, at what point do you drop Nani? Like you have to drop Nani now. Like
persistent. Like this is coming from like
we just don't have enough wingers right now, bro. That's the problem. We just keep
doing
like it's a problem.
15 fucking midfielders, Scott. Have we or have we not? 15 goddamn midfielders, and we haven't bought anybody. Joey,
you say
we bought 2 senior strikers since we started this project.
No, Joey, I hear you, but like
3 wingers since the senior project. Senior guys.
This
three
is a good
senior
point.
guys.
I mean, he's had good games though.
No, we
Like,
can't say this.
consistency.
We hang on. We said that moving him there was an improvement when he was playing on the right.
But Alexis, right? Like this is Alexis, if I'm not mistaken. Alexis, we can all agree that like at this point, Neto is probably better at that position at right wing than him.
Yeah.
And there's a higher upside with Esteval, period, at right wing. And there's not just Esteval, Quenda too. We're good at that right wing spot, in my opinion. But like, still, like, and Scott, now does it make? I think it makes a lot more sense, right? If we actually bought like that 10/wing option, that way, like, because I heard you saying that 4-3-3, but you don't really even need to make it a 4-3-3. You just do the same formation as you do now, but you just put Palmer out there doing his thing, rotating with whoever the 10 is, right? If it's Morgan Rogers or if it's
no, Joey, I'd want a 4-3-3 because unless you're going to put Enzo at the 10. Because my thing is you do that because it fixes two issues one issue we've got and one potential issue we've got that is more of a bubbling sort of thing, but we don't know if it's going to be an issue. And that's the winger situation and also the midfield situation, just in terms of them getting minutes. Because it looks like if Asugo is the Caicedo replacement,
I don't see this necessarily as a problem. The one person that caused the one thing that I could see it being a problem with is probably the youngest one, is the one that we just got, Asugo, right? Like that's the only one I actually see it being a problem for, because I'm assuming we're all having the conversation here as if KDH isn't going to be here by the beginning of the season, correct?
Potential, yeah, it's a very strong possibility.
Is that what we're having the conversation with? Because as soon as you bring KDH into the conversation, then I 100% agree with the numbers.
Oh, yeah, no, fuck KDH. I don't care about KDH.
Yeah, like as long as we're having that as the conversation, like, but Marshall, we're not necessarily doing anything wrong by having that saying in that.
No. It's just like, fuck KDH. It's like, damn.
I don't care. But yeah, as I said, Joe, I think it's just you see how Enzo. I think I said this on. Did I say earlier on this stream? Or I said it on Lewis's stream. Well, Enzo is developing really nicely into a 10 that he couldn't do last season, and that this is what he should have been last season in terms of he's understanding.
He wasn't able to crash into the box last season.
Not just the box crashing, but it's like understanding of when to box crash in terms of like you see the goal he scores where Delap vacates that area to go out wide, and he understands to take that position up.
Even then, right now he's playing 8. The way that he's getting back in the areas that he's getting back in, he's playing 8.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is like because last season, for example, not that well.
That's why he's capable of getting there late, bro. That's why he's capable of getting there late.
No, I get you, but what my point on my counterpoint on that would be is like you look at not in last season, I'll take it the season before. He played a 4-3-3 at Leicester, and it was KDH doing the same role, and so he was still able to do it in terms of they started in a 4-3-3, but KDH would become that 10, quote unquote, and he was still able to do it, and that's what I think you could do with Enzo. He'll still be the kind of in between thing. He just starts a bit deeper than we see Palmer.
But you're asking now to play. You're saying play Lavia, Caicedo, Enzo in that manner.
Oh no, I say you start, and then Caicedo and Enzo. Right? Yeah, so you start Caicedo and Enzo, and then one of the other two. It doesn't have to be Lavia.
Then you keep KDH if that's the answer.
To be fair, my thing with KDH, I don't care what happens.
That's the answer. If the way that you're approaching it, because then you need 6 midfielders, not 5.
No, you don't. You only really need 5.
I would say you do. You need 6. If you're playing 3 in mid, like a true 3, like you need 6. That's the way I hear
what Joey's saying, because you're dead.
If you're being realistic about the numbers, right? Because here's the thing about Asugo, right? He's still like a really young player that you don't have to give a ton of minutes to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like
experience.
You don't need to give him this like immense amount of minutes that are outside of cup games and games that he can manage. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get away with rotating him.
He's not going to demand
for this football team to give him any more of that type of any more responsibility than that. There's zero reason. And if that comes to the case and they sell Diarra at Strasbourg, you can send his bitch ass to Strasbourg before the end of the season. Like I don't give a fuck. Like to me, you build around the 4, right? We got the 4 that you have. Like Oswego doesn't necessarily like, and that's kind of the other part of this that I don't want people to be like, because there's still fucking 2 months of the transfer season. Like,
Yeah.
just that's kind of the other thing is like, I don't want people to like, oh, this is the team we're walking into the Champions League with, bro. There's no way
it's not.
that this is the team we're walking into the Champions League with. Like, there's no way. There's gonna be additions and subtractions to this.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you gotta just like understand like with what we are playing with, and that's part of it, right? Because also some of us believe that Nani's not gonna be here by the end of the beginning of the season.
It's looking like it more and more now.
Like that, it makes a lot of sense. It makes all of it makes a lot of sense.
My thing with the KDH thing just quickly is I think I said this on Lewis' stream the other day, or Casually stream the other day, I can't remember. I could see them keeping him just from a pure perspective of like the homegrown thing. Because
I was gonna say the quota.
If they sell Chalobah,
and that's why he'll stay over like a Ugo Chukwu or something.
Potentially, but like that's why I think he stays, and that's why I think, as I said, I think you can get like
a good number of English players. I don't think that's an issue.
We've got 13 at the moment, but that doesn't include like people leaving. So in that list,
you're getting rid of Sterling, you're getting rid of Chilwell.
Well, no, Marshall, I didn't include. So when I did the calculation, when I counted it,
Chilwell. And
I'll be honest, I didn't include those guys. I just included the 13 that are actually in and around our squad currently.
Bro, I just don't think homegrown's an issue for us. We got some. We did so much.
Joey, the reason I think it only becomes an issue based on certain signings, right? So, or certain things happening. If we get Maignan,
even Sanchez counts as homegrown, bro.
No, but that's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. It's currently 13.
Huh? What?
It's currently
really?
Yeah, no, because he came through the Brighton Academy. If you look at it, it's currently 13.
Piece of the puzzle, boys.
That includes Kellyman. He's gone. So that's 12. That includes Chalobah. I think he's gone. That's 11. That includes Noni.
I'm not even sure that Chalobah's gone.
Chalobah, I think, does go, but him I'm on the fence about. Includes Noni, who I think probably goes. That's 9, I think, or 10. And then who else am I looking at? We're looking at Robert Sanchez. If we get Maignan, I can see Robert Sanchez potentially being sold. And then if we loan out George or something, then you're down to 8. So that's why I say like it does go down quite quickly.
Still, we're at 8. That's all we need to be at is 8.
No, but that's what I'm saying. That's 8. No, but Joey, that's 8 and KDH.
There's a lot of players you can fucking sell, right?
No, but Joey, that's down to 8. Hold on, that's down to 8 with KDH still being in it, and you need 8, is what I'm saying. So if we then get like Gittins, then that offsets it. So that's what I'm saying. Like I could see him being kept for that reason. But yeah, as I said, just going back to that point, that's what I think you could play those 3. If you have to keep KDH,
so now think about it back now. Let's look back, right? Let's look back at it, right? So if we're looking at like what we need at this current moment, right? Not replacing what we need. So the striker position, technically, we're good. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
3 strikers, including you, until people start moving. Okay. At wing, we got 3 right wingers and 0 left wingers. Correct?
Not necessarily. I think Neto could and is sometimes better on the left.
No, I 100% understand. But what we think Maresca sees at these players as is a right winger, right? Neto technically is right winger. Yeah. Okay, so we have 3 right wingers and we have 0 left wingers. Okay.
We have 1 left winger, actually. It's George.
Well, George. Yes, excuse me. I apologize.
We've got 4 wingers and one of them. And
we have 4 wingers, 1 left, 3 right. Okay. If we bring in 1 winger, that would leave 1 winger. That would leave like 1 player that we probably need. But we're assuming that we're only going to have Palmer by the end of this, right? With the way that Nkuku and Felix are being shopped around. And so we'll probably need a 10 too.
It should be Payet. Well, should it be Payet's name? Should go on loan. I don't know. The whole Payet thing.
Payet is going on loan, right?
Yeah, I think he should go on loan as well. I don't know. The whole situation is confusing to me.
Yeah, I think he should go on loan.
That's where I think. That's where, from like what I would do, as I said, because it just alleviates things. I know what
you're gonna say.
Is I'd do the Palmer on the right wing. I'd have Neto as the backup left winger. loan out George, because I think he does need a loan. I think you see it when he came on today. Like there's some nice moments, but you can see he's quite raw.
Yeah,
You have
he needs a loan. 100%.
You have Esteban and Palmer.
Consistent
Obviously,
minutes.
the only problem with the Esteban and Palmer thing is they are quite similar in terms they want to drift inside, but I think Esteban, like, from what yesterday, can do the outside thing, like going down the outside.
He can stretch the pitch when he wants to.
And then I go and get someone like a Morgan Rogers, and that way you've got
I knew you were
both
gonna
my
say that, Morgan
starting,
Rogers.
I've got 3 wingers of the 4 who can play 10 in a pinch if they need to. So I've got that position covered.
So you're getting, but that only leaves us. Oh wait, okay, so
that's 4 wingers. You got Neto and Rogers.
Neto left wing, blank winger, or Gittins and Fofana. We could say Gittins / Fofana.
Yeah,
and then you have Morgan Rogers and Palmer for one position.
Oh no, I'm saying get Rogers for the left winger who can also play 10 if we need him to.
Yeah.
Because then you've also then got 2 different You've also then got 2 different profiles on that left hand side. You've got a guy who is just going to stretch the pitch in Neto if he plays that side, and a guy who can do a bit of both. He can do the stretching the pitch, but he also wants to drift inside and connect play. So you have a little bit of a difference there.
So you just get Morgan Rogers. You wouldn't get anybody else.
No, but this is with me like thinking of then going a 3-man, and going a 3-man midfield. Because for me, if you're the problem I have,
I don't like the numbers. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the numbers for that.
The problem I have with all of this, and it does come back to this, is the Quenda thing is all just like it's not a pain because I like the player, but it's a pain in terms of how you build the squad. Because what would make sense if you go and get a loan, but this club won't go and get another loan, I don't think.
Grealish loan.
If you don't do what I said and you do the Palmer at number 10 thing, then I think that left winger you're going to bring in, number 1, you may have to sign 2 left wingers.
I agree, AJ.
One of them is probably going to have to be a guy who can play 10 as well, which would be Rogers.
Yeah.
Or you go and do the Kudus thing, and you put Neto as a left winger, which I'm not opposed to.
Here's the thing. Here's my problem, Raj. I'd rather go for Kudus. The reason why I've been very adamant about going for Kudus over Rogers, because I've been on the same wavelength of you but I look at it in a different way, right? Neto on the left, right? Like I've been very adamant. Neto can play on the left for us. Like I'm very cool with that. We get another left winger, right? If it's Gittins, if it's Fofana, whoever you want to call it. I think the entire fan base was pretty happy we got linked with Fofana today. So let's just say Fofana, right? So I think about it this way, right? I'm looking at Neto, Fofana on the left. Then I'm looking at getting Kudus, right? And then Kudus, to me, Kudus is the better winger. That's a 10. I think Morgan Rogers is the better 10, but I think Kudus is the better winger that can play 10. You see where I'm going with it? So I prefer him to play right wing for us, but I know he can play 10 for us. That's the way I see it. So then it's Esteval, Kudus on the right. I'm selling Nani, and I'm just having Palmer as the 10 unless we need to play Kudus there. Like, that's the way I'm looking at it. Then you have 2 wingers on both sides. You have Palmer. You have Palmer's backup, which everyone says, like, Esteval is eventually going to play 10. Like, you have 2 guys who could potentially back up Palmer, but also play right wing. And then all those 3 guys can rotate between those 2 positions. That's the way I'm seeing it right now. Like, that's the way I see it. And then, Neto obviously can switch sides if needed, if there's a big injury crisis over there for some reason.
I think whichever way we're going to do it, I think the consensus, we need at least one. Because, like, as I said, today was like the final straw with kind of both of them to a point with these wingers. Like,
well, you got to go sign like a natural left winger, period, in my opinion. It has to be. If you're going to get Gittins. If it's a Fofana, go get Fofana. But get somebody.
Because
stop fucking around and get somebody before this next window comes about.
Yeah, because I can't be watching the same wing play. Because the issue I have with the wingers, 100%. The issue I have with the wingers, like looking at today, because I want to address something that Jason said earlier. He said it's not the wingers. Yes, it is the wingers to a point. If you're going to play a midfield without Enzo Fernandez, and we don't know if I think Santos can fill the same role, but we don't know yet. We haven't seen it. If you're going to play a midfield without Enzo Fernandez, it takes a mid, like you saw it today. Caicedo and Lavia, neither one of them wanted to push up. They were both very stuck in terms of where they were positioned. They were really close together, just sitting in front of the back line.
So
that takes someone out the front line. That takes one less player out the front line. So that means the wingers need to do more. And the fact is, they didn't really need to do that much today in terms of, it wasn't like they got doubled up on all that much. There was a couple times. No. It wasn't all that much. A lot of the time,
no, but Nani was just really poor on the ball, bro.
Oh, facts, bro. It was just 1v1, and they just, especially in that first half, couldn't do it.
Poor on the ball, bro.
Yeah, so we need to get someone. We need to get someone, and this is where I do like, even though I don't necessarily like Gittins in terms of level, but in terms of profile and what he gives you and what Fofana gives you, they both look like they are high, like they are able to beat players effectively on the dribble.
Yeah,
which is the one thing we're missing in this pack. And it's the one thing that I saw, like I mentioned earlier, with Esteval. Above all else, the one thing he could do is, it didn't matter whether he was 2v1 at times yesterday, and I only really saw the first half, so I don't know if it tailed off in the second or how it was. But even when he was 2v1 at times, yeah, even when he was 2v1 at times in the first half, he still beat the guys on the dribble. That was 2v1. Yeah. I can barely, our wingers currently can barely beat guys 1v1.
And they're that. I mean, it's not like you didn't play a European team either. He played European.
Yeah, he played Porto. No, it's a respectable team, even though they might not be in the best form. It's still a respectable team. Boca Junior fans turned up. Holy shit!
Yeah,
where is that game located?
I'm trying to figure that out right now.
That's a great.
Oh wait, no, it's a camera angle. Fucking FIFA Club.
Because like I could imagine like them showing up to like one of the southern states.
No, there's still a good amount of people there. Holy shit! I'm looking it up.
It is Miami.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, bro, there's probably a lot of Argentinians.
Yeah, they're
shit like that. They like.
Wow, they really.
And in Miami, bro, sheesh. Yeah, of course they're gonna show up. That's Messi Central right now, bro. People are moving there to watch
Boca
Messi.
just scored a second one, ladies and gents. Wow.
Did they actually?
Who are they playing?
Oh yeah, they did.
Benfica.
Benfica. Yeah, I knew they would.
Boca. We might be facing Boca Juniors in the second half.
With our wingers.
I mean, wouldn't it be Bayern? I thought it would be Bayern.
I think it's
no. In the next round, we face the. So in the next round, we face
the winner of this one, right?
Yes. The next round, we face the runner. We face the runner-up of this group. And then it's the game after that where we face either Bayern or PSG. But it keeps changing in terms of the. But yeah, Benfica are getting put in the spin.
In terms of what Scott was saying.
Yo, I hate this manager, son. I can't believe this guy, bro. I can't believe this guy.
I get what's being said. Like,
yo, sell my baller, son. Please just sell my baller off of Benfica, bro. Sell him off of Benfica.
When we play with Lavia and Caicedo, and one thing I think it finally came to me today, where it's like they don't progress the ball, they don't like to move up the pitch like an Enzo does, you know. So that leaves you with the main outlets being the wings, and Scott already said this. I'm pretty much reiterating what Scott said, right? When your wings are ineffective, when they're not beating their man 1v1 like what was happening a lot in the first half with Nani, it then makes it that boring football match that we watch, which is just possession, recycling possession, winning it back.
I also have a bit of a problem with the way that Nico played today.
Really?
Like even when we did try to play through the center, like he was not holding up the ball that well. Like he would connect with players well, but he just wasn't holding up the ball that well for other midfielders, for like other players to get more involved. Like his distribution is really good though. Like I like that part of it isn't the issue. Is what I'm saying is when he has to have the ball to feet, and Liam did a really good job like just distributing as well, but his touch wasn't that great either. No, but the one difference that you saw, and the difference between the games is without. I mean, I know Enzo was on the pitch at that point, but like once you saw the movement that Liam allowed in between the lines and like in the channels, like that, those types of runs open up spaces for other people, bro. And that's the type of shit that you don't like. That's the type of shit that when you're watching just the ball and you're not like just like paying attention to the entire pitch. When you're watching a football game, a lot of times you're just watching the ball. But like when you're watching it and you're trying to like key in on what one player is doing, bro, the kid just runs back post every time someone picks up the ball on the wing. Like, every time someone picks up the ball on the wing, he's just running back post. And sometimes that really helps, right? Like in the Neto goal, right? Like there's somebody running back post, he opens up the space, so it's one-on-one. It helps. But like when you're in a low block, that doesn't do shit. It literally doesn't do shit for you.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think today, like, I get what you're saying. I think for me, it was more kind of just relief that we're kind of seeing, okay, this is better from Jackson. This is more of like what I say is acceptable from a Jackson performance. Acceptable being the key word.
Yeah.
This is acceptable performance for Jackson, because when you're not scoring goals, then Jackson, I want you to be involved. I want you to be linking up. And it wasn't amazing, but oh my God. Benfica oh my God. Benfica just missed that. Did you see that?
It was offside, yeah. It was offside.
Okay.
He's lucky that's offside. That's an awful miss.
Yo, Benfica. But it's those types of games where I'm like, okay, Jackson, I want you to be involved. I want you to link up. I want you to be a menace, you know? If you're not going to score, at least help the rest of the attack score, which he did to an extent do that today. And good for him, because he needed that performance. I think there was a lot of criticism of his performance in the Conference League final, his performances as of recently up until the buildup of the Newcastle being sent off. A lot of people have just been saying the player's shit, which, I mean, I've been fighting against because I know I'm not happy with him as of now. I'm not satisfied with him as a striker.
He's just a shit striker, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
admit he's a shit striker, but still a good footballer. Like, that's okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's okay, bro. It's okay to admit that he's a shit striker.
I agree. He's not the main striker. Am I in a hurry to rush him out?
Bro, and there's going to be, like watch this whole situation fall apart, right? Like Arsenal falls apart, gets fucking Watkins. Villa comes in for Nico, and we're needing another striker before the end of the window.
And it's like, again, this is what I mean. Like, I know he's not a good striker, right? I think he's a good player, but he's not a good striker. Okay.
Delap was just such a breath of fresh air for our football, football fans to watch, because you just saw runs that were affecting positive impacts for the team.
And this is what I want Maresca to do. Like, I want Maresca to, like, I think today he was playing it safe with the team he started with Lavia and Caicedo. Just wanted solidity in the midfield. Didn't want to risk, getting caught in transition or any silly plays. Just be good, be resilient defensively, and then we'll play it out in the second half. And
I wouldn't be surprised we sell Jackson. We go into the window without another striker. I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't want that. I mean,
I bet you.
I feel like
that's this fucking football club.
It's just risky. It's just so risky.
What do you mean? That's what they do, bro. They just do this stupid shit all the time.
They do stupid shit, so I wouldn't be surprised either.
They do stupid shit all the time. I don't even blame people like Kyle who are like mad fucking negative all the time. As much as I'm a positive person on most of the things in my life, if you're negative about the way this football club's being run, you have every fucking right to be. Every goddamn right to be.
I mean, we've had 3 seasons in a row now to just kind of finally confirm it. Like, okay, this is just...
Yeah, it's like, I can't defend it.
1 step forward, 2 step back every other season. Like, it's ridiculous. But
just fucking get me the players that I actually need for this bro, there should be 2 players, 2 senior players in every position.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? 2 senior players. That means they have to have at least 20 senior starts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? 20. I'm not even asking for a lot. 20 senior starts.
That's not that much.
2 senior players in every position.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't do that by the beginning of, if that is not done before the beginning of the window, before the beginning of the season, not before the end of the transfer, before the beginning of the season, if that's not done, these guys should be fired. What are we doing? 3 years of malpractice at your job?
No,
shouldn't even get 1 year.
I just don't think the owners can recognize that it's malpractice. They see the results.
What do you
and
mean?
Think like, oh, this is good. We're in top 4. They did a good job. Like, that's why I was saying before, like, to an extent.
I hear you, bro. To an
extent,
I
I
also
almost
don't
wish we
think
didn't get top 4.
that Magnan deal, that whole Magnan saga is all over yet. I don't think it's over yet.
I think
I
we're
don't
going to
think
be
it's over
hearing
either.
about that. Oh, we're going to be hearing about that here in the next couple weeks here again. Guaranteed. Because I'm telling you this. I'm telling you something about that Milan team right now. Those personalities, they do not give a fuck about Allegri. So I promise you that shit right now. You think that they're going to re-sign because of Allegri? What?
I think their personalities are similar to ours, where they'll just sell players despite what the manager may want.
No, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that, bro. I think that Allegri is a fucking dinosaur.
I mean that too. I like this goal from Neto though, by the way, and this referee cam is pretty sick. You get to see like pretty close up what Jackson's doing, and that's what I mean. Like, there's a good player there. The ball control there, obviously. Take into an account, it is LAFC. It's not the best quality. Maybe you don't get away with this, but we've seen him do it in the Premier League too. Like, I'm not gonna pretend like he's not done it. That ability.
Hey, if Boca beats Bayern, bro, then we'll play. Then we'll be playing Bayern in the second.
I think the thing with Jackson, I've said this before, is that his problem is in the box, bro. That's the best way to put it, which is his actual main job. Like, there were times where he could have, like, where the cross was coming in and he just wasn't aggressive enough, bro. There was no aggression there, bro.
Yeah, I remember there was a cross coming in from the left and he didn't even go for it.
That's what I'm saying, and that for me, that's where I think for me the issue with Jackson
people want an aerial striker.
It's not even just
aerial.
The thing is, you don't even need to be an aerial striker in that situation, bro. If he was just aggressive enough, he could take a touch there and the shoot.
Yeah, probably.
That's the problem with him. Like,
that's right, Scott. Jackson did have a chance where he headed it and the defender cleared it. Not on the line.
It was head on.
I forgot about that. That was another.
Yeah, it was like it deflected off the guy on the line. Nearly went in anyway.
But I think that's for me fundamentally the problem that you have whenever we talk about Jackson, which is that great player. We always talk about the same things. It's almost like, I don't want to say he's like Havertz, but it's kind of like the Havertz situation. Great link-up play, great movement. You know what I mean? But then what is it?
Havertz maybe, but
right? Yeah. No, but the thing is though, when we then talk about him in the box, it's a different conversation, Marshall.
Yeah.
Right, and that for me is always like the thing that hurts me the most, because it's like, I like Jackson. He does so much well.
Exactly, huh?
But then it's just the main issue with him is just then. But when you're in the box, bro, I need you to be, I need you to be aggressive. That's the thing for me. The lack of aggression, was it called? Just lets him down severely, bro. That's the problem with Jackson. It's lack of, because the thing is, Delap, for example, there was like a moment where
he was aggressive.
Where he basically was just aggressive, right? And that's the one thing that I think Jackson just misses from his game. If he was just a bit more aggressive, bro, right, onto these balls, like, and trying to do that sort of thing, I actually think that would do wonders for him. It would do wonders for him because he would have even more chances to hit, in my personal opinion.
And I agree. Like, but part of the reason I'm not willing to just quickly and listen, I'm not taking away the fact that Joey might be right. Like, he might get sold anyways. I'm not willing to get rid of Jackson just yet because there's use for him. Maybe not as a striker, but if we could, right now we have this issue with Nani. If we could deputize him in the left wing and he could do a job there, because we saw, look at the goal. I just showed it to you guys.
I'll be real. I don't think he can do the job on the wing. Not in this.
Yeah, he can't do it. This is he can't do it.
Because one of the biggest flaws that he had, well, there's a few flaws he had, but one of the things for me, if he played on the wing, he still can't beat a guy 1v1 on the dribble. Like, his dribbling kind of is really awkward and not great. If he was playing closer to goal, I'd have a different feeling about it. If we played our wingers closer to goal, I'd feel different, but I don't think he'd work.
Like, you're talking like a center, like a left forward kind of thing.
Yeah, like almost like if you played him an inside forward, whatever. I think the thing for me with Jack, like, I don't really think this is the game to crit. Sense of like, I thought he was pretty good, and I think even though there's obviously still some things he lacks, you see from this game there's still a place for him in this team. In terms of if he is on the bench, if he is the backup striker, like, he can still contribute. I think like he was doing nice link up play. He was causing problems like in terms of on the ball, dropping deep, dragging centre backs today, which he can still do. The issue we've got, and this goes back to my winger thing of like all of that dropping deep, because Delap was doing it as well at times. It's just as Ahmed said, he was being, because of his frame and how he uses his frame, he's got a bit, like, he's able to be more aggressive going into challenges and stuff. The thing we need is one of these fucking wingers, and I'll keep going back to the wingers because this is an issue.
Yeah.
Because both our strikers do this. If you look at a goal we scored, that comes from the striker dropping deep into an area, dragging a centre back out of position, and the winger attacking the space. Fancy that. We don't do that enough. Our wingers do not do that enough. Neto's career is currently at Chelsea because of what he did at Wolves, where he did that every week, attacking space, counter-attacking in space. Noni needs to do that more if he plays. Esteval, when he comes, he needs to do it. I trust that he can. Gittins or Fofana, whoever we get on the left-hand side, they need to do that more. Because both these guys will get, even if we get Ekitike, it's the exact same. Drop deep, one side, swivel, and then play into space. And it's like, these wingers need to learn and understand how to do that to a high level. Because if we have got wingers that can't do that, and can't beat a guy 1v1 on the dribble when it does get to a low block, we're instantly fucked.
I hate to put it like this, Marshall, but you know what we need to do? I'm going to give you like a nice little take here. This is why I think Palmer right wing is unironically a necessary thing. And then whoever you're going to bring in to be that 10 is probably needed. I hate to put it like this, but this is the main reason, at least in my opinion. Because, you know, he actually frees him out more, provides him the space, the half-turn space, and it just works wonders, man. That's the thing, bro. You know what I mean? Hopefully, the other guy, if it's Malik Fofana, which I like it to be, right, he can still learn his trade. You're not really forced into making that much of a mistake there. But that's probably what we need to happen. Then whoever the 10 is, then do the job of helping to create or stuff like that alongside Enzo Fernandez. That's probably what you need, bro. Because for me, you know, I just don't see a Madueke. I don't see a Neto. Right, I think they're going to improve. I actually think they will improve. Next season, there'll be much better players. They'll probably get better numbers, in my personal opinion. Particularly Neto, because of particularly Neto and Madueke to an extent. But then I think for me, if you just want certified things to happen, you really do need to get Palmer starting on that wing, bro.
I'll ask this, and I'm pretty sure I'm wrong about this. So I'm kind of asking for the people who probably still think this way. I feel like, don't you think part of the issue, and I have Real Gems' comment here, it's not entirely accurate, but there is a sense of truth to it. Don't you feel like part of the problem is also that if you do shove Palmer to the right wing, because of how Maresca wants his wingers to play and being wide, you know, in the wide areas and touchline wingers to an extent that cut in and maybe cross the ball, like, I know Palmer can cut in, but I think one thing that was different about Palmer on the wing versus Poch versus what I think it would look like under a Maresca system is that he had freedom on that right wing, whereas in this system, he would probably be asked to stay on the right side and stick to the right-hand side and go as wide as possible, which I don't think is necessarily Palmer's game.
I think you see with the way that him and the areas that him and Neto were getting in that second half, like he was still able to pick up wide-ish areas, like not touchline. Because the thing is, Marshall, is like this whole conversation about Palmer, like Esteval's going to look to do the same thing. Like I watched, I said, I was scoring for 45 minutes based on what the first half that I saw the other night is all I can say this on. So that's all I've watched it. So people who watched more of him and can say otherwise, then feel free to correct me. But from what I saw, Esteval wants to do the same thing. Like he might start inside and drift outside, but he also likes to start outside and drift inside. So if that's not going to work for Palmer, there's an argument saying it's not going to work.
To be fair, Nani was doing that. Nani was trying to do that
but
today a lot.
But this is why when I speak about like Kudus over Rodgers, right, is because I believe you can keep the system the same, right? You don't have to change anything. But now you have two players you have now three players, in my opinion, who can switch from inside and out positions. Yeah. Between Palmer, Esteval, and Kudus. Between those two positions, right, that are all capable of being able to interchange from those spots. In spaces, Palmer will be more inside, Esteval or Kudus will be more outside. Like that's the idea behind it, in my opinion. Like if you get a guy like that, then like you don't even have to play Palmer in some of these games. You play Kudus in the inside, Esteval on the outside. Like that's, to me, that's why I have like, if we can go get Kudus, it would solve a lot of the overall issues that I'm talking about, in my opinion.
and I think more so than what Rodgers would do. Okay, just from my standpoint, because I don't believe Rodgers is, like I said, I don't believe Rodgers is as strong as a winger as he is as a
10,
by the way.
or a center forward or of sorts.
Yeah, exactly. Ajax.
by the way.
I mean, Cruz played 10 for Ajax. He plays 8 for Ghana. Like in these inside positions is where he thrives too. So it's like that. That's why, in my opinion, that solves 2 positions at once with 1 player. A real player too, like a real solid player that will be a consistent contributor for this football team, in my opinion.
Yeah, I do like Kudus. I hope we can somehow agree a deal with West Ham, or those links aren't just false.
It's probably more likely that we get Rodgers just because of the Joe Shields link, knowing our football team. But if we have a chance to get Kudus, bro, and like they could take Petrovic from us, they could take like KDH from us in the side, because we know we're gonna lose Petrovic, right? Like,
I'll be honest.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I'd get both.
What?
I'd get both.
Yeah, I mean, if that's
Kudus
possible,
and
right?
Rodgers? Yeah, it's
Like,
possible.
yeah, if this football team was serious, like if this club was serious,
Yeah,
what
that's
they want to do, you'd jettison Noni as quickly as possible to
Unfortunately, I
Newcastle
don't
to
think
see what
it's
they can
serious.
do.
I hate that.
And then yeah, you do whatever you needed to do to get Kudus and Rodgers. Send whoever you need to send, like include whoever you need to include. Like you get both done. Because then that sorts both
No,
sides.
I hear it, but like, if we're thinking like overall fit, like I just think that if we need like a real left winger, like regardless on the scenario, like we need a real left winger, regardless if we're gonna put Neto over there, like as like the option that's gonna end up starting because he's a better winger than whoever we buy, like fine. But we need a real left winger, regardless on what we do, whatever we think at this current moment.
Yeah,
And then next year, it's Neto's turn to be on the chopping block if he doesn't fucking perform.
agree.
That's simple.
It's
that
I
simple,
agree with
bro.
that.
In my opinion,
100%.
you got to like Nani's got 2 years at this football club with plenty of starts.
Ooh, 2-1. That was a nice pen.
Yeah.
Who hit it?
Di
Maria.
Maria. Just slow roller.
Bro, that was such a nice pen,
Yeah,
bro.
that was cold. That was cold from Di Maria.
I'm gonna put that game on now. You guys attempt.
It's a good game.
It's actually a good game, man.
It's been really end to end.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Great game, lads. Yeah, great game.
Shut up,
Ahmed.
What the hell?
You're not watching that
Great
shit.
game. I ain't watching
Man
that
thinks
shit, man.
this is a European purist right here.
No, not even.
Doesn't
No,
think
it's not
football
European
exists
purist,
outside
bro.
of
There's a
Europe.
European team playing now. No, he's just a snob, bro. It's French football or
Yeah,
nothing,
he's
or
just a
Chelsea or
snob.
nothing. He's just a snob.
It's not feeding into the money machine that is FIFA, even though it's a free fucking service.
By the way, Ahmed, I just saw.
I'm
by the
not
way,
paying for this.
No, I
I'm not
can't lie.
I'm not paying for this.
Ahmed's left back just went to Bournemouth, bro. You better hope he cooks, otherwise I'm gonna be cooking you every single week, bro.
Nah, he's gonna be good, bro. He's gonna be good.
He probably
Wait,
will.
which,
In all
which
seriousness, he
left
probably
back?
will. But Ahmed has to hope he's good because
Because my baller went to Bournemouth too. My friend's
probably
baller
see
went to Bournemouth.
Chelsea are gonna not sign him as a backup left back. I
No,
promise
I'm a bro. If he doesn't perform, you're getting a cooking every single week.
Wait, which
brother.
left back is he talking about?
Fun fact.
Truffle.
Fun fact.
Oh, that guy. I forgot.
Fun
Yeah.
fact. Callum Winder is about to go Spurs.
Nah, my baller went to fucking to Bournemouth too. I'm not gonna front. I got smoked to hold if he don't fucking do well, but he's only 19.
Which one's that one?
Eli Junior Krupi.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
we
yeah.
were gonna sign him last year?
That's a baller name. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, he is actually a baller too. Yo, he's
Wait, what's his name again? Eli what?
Eli Junior.
Junior Krupi.
Eli
We were gonna
Junior.
buy him last year. I'd send him to Strasbourg, I think. We didn't need to send him to Strasbourg though. He's that good.
He
Okay.
went to Strasbourg. Or at least I don't
But
know.
I
He
watched
might got
him
minutes.
meet
I'll
him.
take a look.
He was
I'll
amazing.
take a look at this guy.
I'm just gonna be very honest with you.
Talk to me.
It's not even that I don't rate Boca Juniors. It's not even that I rate Benfica. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This Club World Cup, man, it's got no juice, man.
What do you mean? Like, bro, have you watched any of the games outside the Chelsea game?
Yeah. Have
Yes. It's just-
What game did you watch?
I swear
watched
to God,
the.
if you say Auckland, Bayern, I'm gonna fucking.
I think
No,
they would
it's
buy
a-
Wolfsmade. Scott,
I
I
watched
think they would
Inter.
buy Wolfsmade though if we sold
I knew you were
Jack.
going to say that,
LA.
bro. That you're gonna, into Miami, Al Ali. Of course, bro. Of course, that game wasn't good. I'm not surprised.
And I even caught a little bit of that Seattle Sounders game, and I'm just gonna be like, man, that's not. There's
Bro,
no
that
hoops there.
Seattle Sounders game was probably the best game of the tournament so far to me.
The amount
That was a
of
great
touches,
game.
That was
shit,
terrible,
Herrera
man.
got a red card.
The level of football that I saw there, man.
Andrew Herrera
Jeez
got a red
Louise.
card. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Now that game makes the game even more interesting.
Well, no, because he got subbed off after like 30 minutes, I think, from an injury, and then he's got a red card as a sub.
Like
Oh,
on the
Jesus
on the
Christ.
sideline.
Yeah, because I think so. I think
Yeah,
Do they
Something
get?
happened.
Fight.
Do they
He's
get
picking a fight.
fucking? Do they lose a man? Do they lose?
no.
a man?
So it's a sub. Like I think he got a red card as a sub, but it was
He's
when
just not available.
when they
Yeah,
went
that's
to
the same.
when they got the penalty, it went to VAR, and I think there was something that happened while the ref was checking VAR.
Bro, I remember the days when like I would watch Champions League group stages and people would say, fuck the Champions League group stages. It's like, it's group stages, man. There's always going to be like dead games in there that people don't want to watch. So like to
Yo,
judge
I
it for
actually
this-
think. What do you guys, Scott? Hear me out for a second. I think that this football club would absolutely get Waltamade if we sold Jackson. I think that's
100%.
exactly.
And I
Yeah, I
think
could see that.
I think we should get him over Ekatike. I think it makes way more sense.
it makes a lot more sense.
Why,
I
just because of
agree.
price?
Yeah, like because of
Because
price
the
and what they.
for me, yeah.
Well, two things. Number one, because of price, and number two, because of. Actually, it's three things. Sorry, one, price, but also in relation to prices, I think they see Delap as the starter, like when he gets up to speed, and so like you're not spending 84 million on a backup. And then thirdly is like from a couple reports that we've seen, they see Ekatike as like a
A winger
like a-
option too.
not even a winger option, but like a utility man, like covering multiple different positions. Which number one for me, I don't think he can, and number two is like you don't spend 84 million on a utility man. Like if I'm
Yeah,
spending
I don't
84
think
million-
anybody's spending 84 million on him. Period.
No, but even like
insane
60,
price.
bro. If I'm spending 60 to 70 million, which I think is what he'd cost
Yeah.
on a guy, he has to be a starter for me. I don't care where he starts. He has to be a starter. So if you're going to put him left wing,
No, I hear that.
I think it's a
I
stupid
hear
idea.
that.
Left wing,
I
but at least
actually
he
hear
needs to
that.
start.
No, the reason why I think it'd be Waltamade, I think that they like the idea of getting the future of France. I mean, Germany and England's number 9.
Yeah.
I think they
No.
like that idea. I think the idea of that in itself is like part of it. Like as much as I mean, he's a good player. Like he's going to need some development, and like of course he's 6'6" and still doesn't have like the greatest of aerial abilities. But
Yeah, I
like,
did see that. Ekatike is
like,
getting beat on
he-
that,
like-
which is weird.
I mean, you're talking in the box area ability. Like
Yeah,
his
yeah,
runs
yeah.
are very good. He's just not that fast. Like you're losing a player that can stretch the pitch. Nico doesn't stretch the pitch enough anyways. So it's
Mhm.
like you're like it almost doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Speaking on that, by the way, in terms of Delap today, when I did see him, one thing that was a breath of fresh air was to see Sanchez go long ball, and Delap was actually able to,
Chest it down.
actually touch it down. I was like, wait a minute. I'm not used to this. I haven't seen this since like Drogba or Costa. Like, what is this, man? It was crazy. I was like, okay, well,
The
shit.
crazy part was they realized quickly, like if you actually see how the game ended up playing out, the first defender that defended Delap like originally was like, "Yo, I can't do this alone." He literally went to his defender and was like, "I can't do this alone. Like, I need you to come and help me on this. Like, I'm not gonna be able to deal with this guy alone." And he ended up like that entire game. It was 2s and 3s at him, bro. Like, and he did really well with just making the right runs.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can just tell he was
That's true.
making the right runs. What is going on here?
Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone
This is
wants to fight in this
aggressive
tournament, bro.
game. Yeah, this is an aggressive game.
Oh, just little breaking
I'm
news:
not
Nico
surprised.
Williams to Barcelona.
Done?
They're now just trying to find out how they can pay the 58 million apparently now.
Of course. Of course Barcelona's trying to figure it out how they can pay for it.
That's it. They literally, them and the agent trying to work together to find out a way to pay. No, literally.
Players being up for sale here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that they're telling you about their financial situation is absolutely PR, bro. Like they absolutely have to sell the buy. So just be on the lookout for something to sell someone.
I'm gonna lie to you,
For
man.
Nico Williams.
Hold
to
that
be coming
Rafinha,
in.
hold that Rafinha, man. Hold that Rafinha.
Rafinha came in, scored 30 goals to be replaced the next year. That's
No,
crazy.
I don't think he'll be replaced. It's just it's a better option. Off the
Nah,
bench.
they'll replace him, Scott. Scott, they'll replace him. You want to know why I say that?
I don't know.
Because Spanish, like the way that's the Spanish fucking like, when you get a Spanish player of that nature and you spend that much money, a lot of the times they're like they have in their contract.
But like what makes me think they won't is because of Flick loves Rafinha. Like he made him his captain or one of his like vice captains. Like I think as long as Flick's there, I think he'll be fine.
I don't know, bro.
But I think it just
their
means
best friends. Like
who's their backup? Like who's their current backup winger?
Aaron Torres, no?
Torres will get bro. They'll just yeet Torres out to the like. He
I don't know if they will because they've been playing him striker too, though. You know, so they'll keep him around at striker.
Bro, he's getting jettisoned from that football club.
I think it'll be like Fermin. Like Fermin Lopez will be one of the names that will come up. Ronald Araujo will probably be gone.
Ansu Fati is gone. That's there you go. That's the space taken on the bench.
Yeah, I think they still probably need to make another sale because I only think they made like 10 or 15 million from that deal. Who else?
I was just actually gonna show you guys because we were talking about Delap. We can go over this goal too, by the way.
Ronald Araujo and Christensen will be sold.
Hey, Christensen, I'll take Christensen any day. I know Ahmed doesn't rate him, but hey, I'll take Christensen.
No, even that I don't rate him. The main problem with him, bro, is that he's got that issue.
Just doesn't stay healthy, bro.
Yeah, he's got the issue. No, it's not. I don't hate Christensen. I just said my issue with Christensen is that he can't stay healthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He obviously has those like he clearly has something like a digestive problem or something like that because he always has issues like with his like stomach or something like that. So he must have something that's wrong with him within that area, bro. He couldn't even play for us in like a FA Cup final, remember? You forget that or something like that.
I could see Flick playing Rafinha down the middle when like in the odd game here and there.
I could see it too. I don't know what Lewandowski's situation is in terms of like where he stands.
Just old.
Now.
That's what his situation
is.
That's
what I'm saying. Old. Like how many more starts does he have in him? Like how many more years are you going to rely on him as a starter? Like is it another season? Do you start phasing him out? Like what's the plan with him really? So that's where I stand with that. So I could definitely see almost like a Real Madrid situation where fuck it, let's just turn you into a striker.
I got a question for you. Would you guys take Duran on loan if we sold Jackson?
Probably not.
Yeah. If we sold Jackson, yeah. Why wouldn't
Scott?
No, I don't know, man. Like,
if Liam Delap gets hurt, I'm not relying on Guiu to be my backup.
Oh no, we need someone else. But like, no, Marshall, it's obviously we need someone else. But it's like, I don't know if Duran on loan would be the one I go for. If it's possible to get him on loan, it does alleviate the issue. Like, you don't have to necessarily buy him. It's more just a case of.
Well, it's a loan with an option to buy that West Ham are offering.
Yeah, it's more. I just don't know about like whether he's still the same player, like how things are going with him in terms of. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know with him as a player because I know based on what RSM said and like.
Me and RSM fought about it this morning.
Yeah, I saw that. Like based on what he said in terms of like the whole the mentality stuff is what worries me because like there's been
Duran.
Yeah,
there's been some. I mean, RSM would know better than me. You know what I'm saying? But like
that's what I'm saying. And this isn't the first time I've heard rumblings from Duran and his camp in terms of there being issues of this nature previously. So. I'm a bit wary of
that type of fiery nature, bro. I don't like it terrible. I get it. I get that like people want to preserve the sanctity of the squad, but like that type of personality is like I don't know. I kind of miss that in our squad. I'm like Scott. I'm all about bringing bully ball back to Chelsea. That's what I'm about. That's the goal. Make Chelsea great again.
That's why I like
Bring bully ball back to Chelsea. Delap.
That's why I like Delap. Like you were saying earlier today.
Delap,
like
Duran,
bullying defenders.
Kudus. Yo, I'm even not even a joke. I convinced myself this the other day. I'd even try to steal Romero from fucking Tottenham.
I don't know.
Give me bully ball back to Chelsea. That's what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. I just don't know if I can swallow that pill.
No, that's never happening. But it'd be jokes if it did.
But wouldn't it be like the perfect like? It really would be like a actual good signing, like a center back that is one little bit older,
at his best, sure. Because I can admit
the idea is you get him back to his best because he's not playing highline fucking death ball.
Highline for life. Yeah.
Highline death ball. But like
I
only thought of Romero because of like he was available in fucking Atletico Madrid went to Atletico Madrid is going and getting Hincape. So like they're probably not gonna end up getting
my thing Romero. With my thing, yeah.
I'm not in love with Romero. I convinced myself like last week that Romero would be like an option that would be a good
I don't
fit,
think
like,
Romero genuinely is a bad option. I actually disagree. I don't think Romero at Chelsea is a bad option. I just think for me it's about would his health be maintained at Chelsea? That's the question you got to ask yourself. And if you're willing to take those, what you already got Fofana,
I think so. We have a pretty good medical team, and when you look at highlights, he was injuring everyone.
Really that big of a deal.
My next, obviously, I think the other thing for me is just that the
only reason I brought Romero up, by the way. Let me kind of put this in perspective. I only brought Romero up because I was thinking of like what other center backs outside of Gahey are available that are proven
Again,
in a way.
I said he was the best of the rest. Yeah, I agree. Guys, the best of the rest in that person.
There's like not that many good ones that you can name. Like outside of Romero, like can you name me another one that's like that fits that profile of proven and has like all the accolades that you could.
You know what it is, Joey? I literally said
Tottenham. It's just because we're buying. If he didn't wear a Tottenham jersey, if we were buying him from Atletico Madrid, you know what I'm saying?
They're just doing tricks, man. That's what they're doing, bro. You know it is. But like, they're trying to play tricks, man, because they don't care. I really do not think people care that they played for Tottenham. If anything, they would love it if a Tottenham player tried to take my Chelsea player. So I don't know what this is.
I don't know.
Yes, they would. That's stupid.
Yeah, they would.
Sean Newland. Why is it? You see how you said, "Oh fuck no"? Can you just give me an explanation on "Oh fuck no"? Your "Oh fuck no" here.
Watch, don't watch it yesterday.
I want to understand it. Like maybe I don't get it. But I think it would be actually a decent fit for us. Like I actually. Do
you remember what I said?
Before Ahmed reminds me, by the way, I have to remind you guys in the chat that there's over 90 of you watching, and there's not enough likes being smashed. So go ahead and smash that like button.
Out, son.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, we should be at 50 likes right now, just like we should have won today, like 5-0. But I mean, if you guys want to move like Malagusta today, who nearly helped us concede.
He was so ass, man. Like, is Alexis still here? Was it Alexis that tweeted, bro? He might be finito at this club, brother.
He's not finito. He just misjudged it. He just.
Bro, what do you mean misjudged it?
How many times is it to misjudge it, bro? Come on.
Regardless, listen.
No, Ahmed, it's not about misjudging it.
Ahmed.
It's not about misjudging it. This guy is actually stupid, like thick in the head. Like there were times he's trying to dribble out of the defense for no reason, literally no reason. Hitting passes.
Are we still talking about Romero?
No, we're talking about
Gusto. I'm gonna get back to.
He's hitting passes to no one. That misjudged header was the shit icing on top of the shit
cake, bro. Romero, then come to Gusto.
Yes.
Like I said, like that.
When he's done.
If we're playing like today, for example, as I said, that moment. If we're playing a Bouanga on form, he scores that in a heartbeat. I've watched him. This was a bad game for him.
Scott needs to put. Listen. Scott needs to put the gun down. Firstly,
Scott is pulling his MLS bag out. So
yeah, Scott, put the gun down, big man. And listen,
Let's
secondly,
put the gun down. No, your players just shit.
Listen, let's put the gun down.
Honestly, Ahmed, you deserve the gun every.
Listen, and secondly, in terms of like the Romero point, one of the things that I mentioned to Marshall yesterday on like the Chelsea stream was that Gurley genuinely he's the best of the above averages. You know what I mean? The above average centre backs. That's what I like to call them.
That makes sense.
Right. He's the best of the above average centre backs. And there's not that many above average centre backs because you've got centre backs that are like the Sarcasm level, which we all love. That's my boy the Sarcasm. You know what I mean? They only work in certain conditions. Right? They work in certain conditions, right? And you have to make it work in those certain conditions. Otherwise, it's not looking good, bro.
You cook much at all? Yeah, I cook very well.
You know what I mean? You've then got another type of centre back, which is the centre back who likes to log off, who can play. He usually will play good for you, but then he has the log off moment. You know what I mean? The Upper Meccano moments. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's what I like to call Upper Meccano. You know what I mean? Upper Meccano, you know, he just like he played decent a little bit, anyway. You know what I mean? And then he just gets caught up. And even a Buddy Shield does that sometimes. So
my thing with the Romero thing, the only question mark I have about him is more of a like, because I agree with what Joey said in terms of I do think we need that level of shithousery. The problem I have with the problem I have with Romero is there is too often times I find where he toes that line far too like. It's not a Rudiger thing of like, because like Rudiger knew the line. Like he would always go up to the line, he would never cross it. Basically, never cross it. There are times Romero crosses that line quite badly, and he doesn't always get punished for it. That's the only thing I have with he is a bit too hot-headed at times. Did you nearly fall out your chair there?
No, I hear it.
No, you nearly fell out of your chair.
And I don't. Anybody who says that this is a bad idea, I'm not gonna hate on it. I was just thinking of some names, right? No, we're not linked with Romero. I was just thinking of names, right? Like just names that are potentially available, that are out in the market, that fit what we're talking about, right? Like that's really what I'm saying. Do they fit what we're talking about? That's it.
The one thing I'm gonna say something that, you know, this is a hot take for me, but this is what I'm gonna say right now. The one thing I promise you, and I will say this right now, is that right now we're the 17th of June, Marshall. Yes. They've got 13 days left to bring in their incomers. That's what they've said. I'm gonna hold them to their deadline. Time's ticking, big man.
Wait, huh? What do you mean by
You might be disappointed there, brother. I don't
even know where you got that deadline from.
Oh no, there is. To be fair, Joey, there is a report.
No, I'm not taking a piss. I literally don't know what you're talking.
There was, I don't know. I don't know when it was. There was a report from like a month ago.
Simon Johnson and Nizar Kinsella both said they want to complete the vast majority of their income.
Yeah, that shit's dead, bro. That shit's dead. You could already throw that shit out the window. You could already throw that shit out the window. You want to hold them to that deadline? You might as well just start protesting now because they ain't getting shit done by the 13th.
No, I'm not. There's no need for me to
protest. I think the 13th of this month, maybe, and that.
Yeah, fucking hell.
I thought Marshall was gonna pull up some knowledge.
No, my bad. I forgot I was sharing the screen, but I also wanted to find out why exactly we didn't have that great of a attendance. I think it's just the schedule.
I hear Schlotterbeck, son. I hear Schlotterbeck.
What we think? The Chelsea badge not stronger than Marshall.
Bro, it's 3 p.m. People are working.
Yeah, it's a stupid time. We were talking about this back.
It's a weird time.
Yo, listen, man. It's time for them. It's time for these people to stop working and start supporting Chelsea. How about that?
Ahmed, shut your goddamn mouth, son.
You know I say you're.
You wouldn't even do that.
I would, man. I would.
No.
You wouldn't.
Well, then do it then. Next season, do it.
Next season, luckily, in the UK, we only play at 8 p.m. when they play on Monday.
Yeah, god damn it, man.
I can literally leave work.
Bro, if they made this shit 2 hours later, I think 10,000 to 15,000 more people.
Yeah, we were talking about this too with Scott.
Joey, I was saying like it was good for me and like the people in England, but like if they literally swapped the timings of the Flamengo game and then the Chelsea game, that would have worked because then you get the LAFC and the American fans who actually want to go and watch like an MLS team or like those in LA or whatever go and play. They can go because that would have been 2 a.m. It would have been 7. If I've done my maths there correct.
Yeah,
7, 9.
Yeah.
Bro,
whatever
it was 2 p.m. our time and 7 your time.
The one season wonder. Yo,
whatever it would have been late enough for like wait they've missed work and they can actually go and watch it. And it's like the Flamengo game is going to be packed regardless of when you play it. You could play that shit at 2 a.m. It's going to be packed.
Mm-hmm. Also, what was another factor too that we were talking about was LAFC qualifying like literally 2 weeks ago. Like people not planning trips and stuff like that. Not to say there aren't LAFC fans in the East Coast, but
that's a benefit there, Marshall.
What do you mean?
Them playing 2 weeks ago is a benefit because they've got more game time they've had like a big game before, just like only like a recent.
Yeah, for the team, not for the fans that are attending.
Then
These people have to fly out from LA to Georgia.
What?
They have to plan
How
that out.
about drive? How about drive? How about drive, man? How about get
How about drive? Do you understand geography at all?
You
No, he's
don't.
trolling. He's
understand
trolling.
geography.
You really don't.
How about
No, he's
drive?
trolling. He's trolling.
How
No,
to
he's
drive
trolling.
14 hours, buddy?
Bro,
You're
I
ridiculous,
should
man.
smack, I
You know
should
what?
smack the
Nah.
flames out of you. How about
Nah.
drive?
No, he's trolling.
That's a
bro.
yellow.
He's
That's a
trolling.
yellow for ignorance.
Yeah. How about get a train? How about
Just
get a train?
pure ignorance.
8-hour
I mean,
train.
the,
How about
the
that?
train is a better
8
argument than
hours?
drive, but
You say
still,
8 hours. Are you right?
it's not 8 hours.
Yo, another yellow, son. Send them off, son.
I'm just.
Send
Hey,
them
I'm
off.
gonna give you a
That's
warning.
8 hours.
For the sake of the
Right.
show, warning. That's the last warning. Next one's a red. Next one's a red, bro.
Send them off, son.
All
I
right,
dare
man.
you. I dare you to say sailboat. I dare you. I dare you.
Listen, you know what? I'm not even gonna say so, but how about on horseback? How about that?
Nah, fuck out of here, bro.
Alright, yeah, send his ass
Nah,
off,
I'm done. I'm
son.
done with you. I'm done
Just
with you.
send
What
him
is
off,
this?
son.
This isn't Red Dead Redemption 3,
yeah,
bro.
thank
Fuck
you.
out of
Second
here, dog.
yellow. Send his bitch ass off,
Nah,
son.
nah, we're done.
Send
We're
his
done.
ass off,
You're sitting on the sin bin, bro. You're sitting
Yeah,
in the sin
sit in
bin,
the
bro.
bench, son.
Fucking word, ref. Oh man.
Yeah,
But we were talking about
3,000
Malo
miles, yeah.
Gusto.
Exactly.
We were talking about Malo Gusto, and Ahmed, you can talk about him when you get back in here, right? But Malo Gusto, we had this debate a few weeks ago about Achenpong and Malo Gusto, but bro, I'm starting to think more and more like he's been. I would think he'd start improving by now, but it's been getting worse and worse. I can't lie.
No, but he had moments, bro. He had moments where he was like, it's the defensive stuff now, bro. Like before, defensively, he was looking like he was like really good under Poch. With this manager, bro, he's been fucking just
Cheeks.
terrible, bro.
Oh, shit, Cavani's not
He's
playing.
been terrible. Like when he gets the opportunity to do some overlaps, like he actually still like the same Malo Gusto that we saw in there, like under Poch. Just offensively, bro, he's just a bozo. Like
Yeah,
it's
but
always
things
just bozo moments with this guy, bro.
He's not available.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
but
6
things-
months, Josh, step up, son. 6 months. I'm ruthless though, bro. I don't give a fuck about these players. These players get dipped. I sell these shits and put you guys on the transfer list.
No,
See ya.
I agree. I
The
agree.
other thing that like, this isn't a him thing. This is a Maresca thing, bro. Stop putting him in the box on corners. Like, stop putting him in attacking areas, please. Like, just have him defend as like one of the last defenders back. Because like there was that when we got that corner where he picks the ball up on the edge of the box and like he looks as though he's about to shoot, takes a touch, and then puts a shit cross in again. Like,
You want to know what that is, Scott? You want to know what that is? That's where Reece James would be.
no, but just flip it, bro. Like, just put
I
Cucurella.
get it. No, I get it, Scott, but that's just what it is, bro. It's just what it is.
Put
That's
Cucurella
where
there.
Reece James would be. So like that's where the right back in the play would be. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it works.
The other thing too, like, and this is going back to what
Also,
Joey was
Cole
saying.
Palmer fucked up a beautiful set piece routine today. He should have scored that shit.
I am ready to have a conversation of Cole as well. Nothing serious, but like in terms of this game and in terms of maybe going forward. But before I get onto him with Malo Gusto, I'm kind of like with Joey on this, where, and not even kind of, I am with Joey on this one, where it's like I'm ready to get Chelsea to the point where we do need to be ruthless. Like if Achenpong keeps having better performances than Malo Gusto, then I'm sorry, Malo. Like, if you don't step up this season, then at the end of this season, bro, get going. Like, pack it up. That's 2 seasons in a row where you give me shit.
Yeah, that's
like,
what
you were
I'm
good
saying.
the first season. Cool. Badi Shile was good his first season too.
Yep.
Like, it's time for us to have that discussion of like,
Show
bro,
up or shut up, son. Show up or
Yeah.
shut up.
And if this is the manager we're gonna be here in the long term with, then
Bro, this football, the way that people act about this football team, though, like, it's still, like, I don't like the way that people talk about it. Like, it's still, like, we just have an attacking problem. The majority of this football team is not as bad as the way that people make it out to be. Like, that shit, there's a reason why we ended up in top 4. Like, the table doesn't just fucking lie for no reason. There's a reason. Okay,
No, but Joey, everyone else was shit.
I'm just tired of the same old rhetoric, Marshall. I'm so tired of this rhetoric. Bro, I listen to all these other shows and they say this. Everyone's a fucking. It's like they all sit in a room and then one person says it and it repeats from it bounces and it bounces off the room and everyone else just starts to say it. And that's all it is. The same old. Oh, they're young. They're not gonna have no experience. There's no needle movers. All the same shit over and over and over again. Bro, it's
people hear buzzwords and they just repeat it. It's like the worst.
It's 16 days into the window, okay?
Yeah.
A window that started early, by the way.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And we're all acting like, oh, I see things like, can we honestly face big clubs with this team? That's the type of retarded shit that I don't like to fucking even like. I really shouldn't even give you any voice, but like this is I feel like I have to say something because this is I'm hearing this type of shit way too much, bro. Way too much.
I agree.
Way too fucking much.
But it's just kind of one of those things that like. It's people hear one thing and they just repeat it, and I accuse my chat of this sometimes, and a lot of Chelsea fans do it, like, and not us obviously, but like a lot of Chelsea fans on the Twitter space, unfortunately, they just repeat what they like to hear, but they don't actually develop an opinion of their own. Like I listen to a lot of opinions. You guys, like, I host this show, but most of the times I'm listening to you guys. And when I get a chance to speak, I'll speak. But like, I'm listening to you guys. I like to listen to opinions, and then I develop my own and formulate my own based off of that. A lot of people don't do that. It's really, really weird. It's really weird. I don't know if I'm just on the spectrum or something, but like, I just think it's so strange that no one likes to listen and develop their own opinions. People don't
watch football, son. People don't actually watch football.
Bro, I had someone in my chat, Yandu, telling me, fucking Stinker and Hook Esteval yesterday, and I'm like, did you watch the game? He was like literally their best attacker.
That's something I would say for fun, and I didn't even watch the game. You remember?
But like, some people just love to have fucking agendas for the sake of just being right. Like we live in a weird time in football.
People think that they can just become League Gunner, but they're just listening to League Gunner and being League Gunners, having League Gunners opinions, bro.
That's where I go back to like people just like to
let League Gunner have his opinion, and then you can have your opinion. Okay.
My problem always is that whenever people have not realized the position. Listen, people, I think my perspective do not realize the current era we're in, the current expectations.
The squad is not. The squad's fine, bro. That's my point. The squad's fine. We just need some attackers. You just.
Whoa, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was mentioning the fact that I think for me, when it comes down to the squad and the way things work out, I always say I can cook Madueke all I want, right? I'm willing to join that conversation. Cook him all I want, but the thing is, this guy got us 10 GA in the league. Not even Pedro Neto, the guy that not had a great season, I think he got similar numbers. He got 10 GS up in around about that too, right? So for me, I'm always like, if this guy's shit, you guys are saying he's shit, the other guy's saying shit, he's got 10 GA, that means I need to get someone that's gonna guarantee me 10 GA at the very least or more. Who is that guy, right? And the thing is, people always bring up guys that either are way too expensive for who the club we are currently, or B is just someone that Madueke is already better than. So it's like,
and that's the thing, though.
And that's my problem always. And that's always been my problem.
Like I think, and obviously today's game doesn't defend this position, right? But after today's game, obviously, we're going to have different opinions on Madueke. It's going to shift a little bit. I do think there's a good player in there. And when you do compare it to what is out there in the market, there's not many that are actually better than Nani. It's sad to say it.
But really we don't need any more right wingers, bro. We got too many right.
Exactly.
No. The point is, Joey, you'll hear people say we need to get better than Nani, right? That's what they always say. I know everyone has heard it before, right?
We need to sell Nani. We need to.
Yes.
Mediocrity
right?
and all this and that.
And I'm always like,
we do need to sell Nani.
I agree. Then listen, I'm always like, okay, I agree, but who are we bringing in? The names they either mention are something that we know the club doesn't.
That's kind of the problem, yeah. Who do
right?
you replace him with? That's better.
Right. That's the thing I always say. Who you replace him with? We have to then work within what
a left winger, bro. That's what you replace him with. A left winger, because we got too many right wingers. Here we are.
So you would just keep what, Neto and I'm assuming Esteval.
We got Neto, Esteval, we got Neto, Esteval, all these players, Palmer, all these players are left-footed right wingers. We got no right footers. Give me a right footer. There you go. There's your answer for that. He's the worst of the right wingers that we got. Sell him. Get me a left winger that's right.
Is he the worst though?
He is, bro. He is. Bro, the most important goals that we've had in this season came from Neto. Regardless if they were left wing or striker.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah,
regardless.
That's true.
Fucking thank you, Solomon. 4 goals of Nani's came from Wolves.
That is true. That is true. I like to always use that concept with Tammy. I gotta be fair with that, yeah.
Like we good, bro. We good. Thank you for your time. Move on. Get me a left winger that can be a left winger.
Yeah.
Because today he's gotten his opportunity at left wing. He scored 1 goal in 4 or 5 games. That's it. I don't even think he scored. He just had a few good opportunities. Get me a left winger, a real left winger.
He had a real stink fest today.
For me, barring Malik Fofana, I'm looking at the market and I'm like, no one else, please. I'm not even willing to take a put on.
Well, what do you? So you just sit on your hands and knees and do nothing, change nothing?
No. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind another season Madueke. That might be a hot take, but I wouldn't mind having another season Madueke. That might be a hot take, but if I bring in a number 10,
because you got an agenda.
That's not even me being agenda, by the way. There's no agenda, by the way. If I bring another striker, or if I just keep Jackson Delap and I bring in another number 10.
So you wouldn't take. Let me. I'm gonna start listing off left wingers then. That because we're talking about left wingers. Now he's gonna play left wing, right? We're gonna talk about left wing.
Yes.
You wouldn't take Malik Fofana over him.
I said I would take Malik Fofana
as a left winger. Okay, yes or just say yes or no. You don't need.
You didn't listen to me then. See, this is what I'm saying. You didn't even listen to me.
I'm gonna give you 5 names, bro. I'm gonna give you 5 names.
All right, go ahead. Malik Fofana, yes.
Okay, Gittins.
No.
As a left winger.
Yes, I'm still sort of about no.
Okay, fine. Sheesh, that's serious. Liao.
No, I wouldn't take Liao over him.
Ximeno.
No.
Rodrigo,
yes, of course, but again, that's not possible. That's not happening right now.
Okay, I'm just listing off names.
All right.
The only one I wouldn't take on that list that you gave, Joey, for me personally, is just Leao, just because of the work rate. That's it. Because at least, like, in our system, Nani can track back and defend, and he does that, right? And Maresca...
Yeah, but Nani wasn't good at that either until he met Maresca.
Exactly, but he does do it now.
Who's to say that you couldn't get that out of Leao? The same shit, except more productivity going forward.
I don't know.
I just listed 5 names. All of them are you can actually play left winger, and then you're telling me you want to makeshift this guy into left wing for us for a season when we see how he's been for an entire year, and you said it yourself. We see how he is. We just have to accept it. Why do we have to accept it? Move on. What makes him any good? What makes this any good? Why do we have to continue to just say why should we accept this mediocrity that is being placed in front of us?
Yeah, I think
if you think Neto should be sold just as much, then sell Neto too. I don't give a fuck.
And I defend Neto.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Replace these guys. We need better. Period. If that's how you think, I think you should be able to give Neto 1 more year before you sell him. That's fair enough. I think that's fair enough.
I agree. And you can clearly tell with Neto, like, he's just been misprofiled in this team. Whereas Nani, you can see that Nani, of all our wingers, he seems to be the only one that is fit for Maresca's system. Now,
I don't think so.
That's part of why.
I don't think that's the case, bro. I think
that's the case because we don't have an out-and-out striker.
Here's what I think. I think both these guys personally, both of them have had the lack of a centerpiece being able to create space off him and
Yes,
feed up.
I agree.
Okay? Period. The one that's dealt with it better, in my opinion, has been Neto. Just from a creation standpoint. Just from the creative standpoint. He's still been able to get the ball in the box to other people outside of the striker. Okay? Nani's looking to shoot. That's what he's looking to do. He's looking to shoot. And sometimes, bro, I think he's just looking to shoot so he can just get a shot on target. That's it.
I've seen. I definitely see that from time to time.
And
yes.
bro, we put him on the left wing so he could get onto his strong foot. The entire game today, he wanted to cut inside of regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Like him playing left wing is not an option for us.
No, it shouldn't be, honestly.
At
We're
right wing,
at this point.
right wing, bro, he at least he's okay.
Yeah.
Like at least he's okay. At left wing, if he doesn't want to go to the byline, bro, then he needs to dip.
I think the left wing gimmick is over with Nani. It's been too many games.
Just he needs to dip, bro. Like it's not even that. It's he could do what we need him to do, but he fucking never wants to go to the byline, bro. The entire game he went inside, right? There's not one time you saw him go to the byline.
He was trying to pull off what he was practicing in the videos that we saw on Twitter. He was trying to get that shot the whole time. And it's like, bro, it's not there.
I think with Delap, you're gonna see more of Neto, more things coming out of Neto.
I think so too, because he at least is more aggressive in the box. He will be in those positions where we always seem to not. Well, I like to believe that he's gonna find himself in those positions where Neto's cross is gonna land on that far post, and boom, Delap is gonna be there. He's gonna anticipate it and score off of that. I think
I just don't get this love affair. Like, what makes him this player that we can't sell because
if
of
we
what
don't
player?
get like an Osimhen type of striker, I do think that's where we need to get wingers like Anani that are going to be direct and try to score goals. So that's where like I do go for someone more like a Malik Fofana or someone more like a Gittins, someone who could be more direct and try to create a goal scoring opportunity. But if we are going to get like an Osimhen type or someone who is aggressive in the box or an aggressive like actual striker, then
bro,
I don't mind that. I think Delap can do it.
Marshall,
talk to me.
Okay, do not sleep on this kid.
I'm not.
On this kid.
You
are, because people keep talking about getting this striker that's supposed to be better than Delap. Okay, do not sleep on this kid. The second he starts scoring, he's not gonna stop the way that he moves. It's gonna be GA City for this kid. Like as soon as he starts with this club, my problem is I'm fucking handicapped on the left hand side right now. That's my problem. I'm handicapped, literally handicapped. Can we just give the guy an option on the left? All right.
I agree.
If you want to replace Nico, fine. But I have faith that this kid right here, the type of movement that he makes and the type of creators that you have around him, and his technical ability is so underrated compared to what people make him out to be. His touch might be a little heavy in moments, but his technical ability is beyond his years. So I'm ready to put eggs in this basket. But just do not sleep on him as a real striker. In every facet.
I think there is definitely a good player there. I think where a lot of people have doubts, including myself, I do want to see what it's like when he's facing a low block game after game. And I don't think he will have an issue, because you saw today, to an extent, we were kind of playing a low block. Not a great one, but we were playing somewhat of a low block. No, that was bullying defenders.
The problem here, the thing here, Marshall, is with the low block that you think is he has the ball striking ability that separates himself. So you can get, all he needs is inches of space to be able to hit it.
That's what I said. I remember when I first saw Duran versus Liverpool when he came on and scored those 2 goals. I was like, you see the technique and you're like, oh shit, there's actually like a good striker here. I can see why we're linked to him. I saw the same thing with the Lap. Same thing with the Lap. And I'm thinking, okay, there's a good striker there. People need to give this guy a chance. Just because he came from freaking Ipswich.
That's what I keep
People
on
are like,
telling you.
oh, Ipswich, why are we going
Because
for
we
Ipswich?
spent 30 million. He came from Ipswich. People are writing him off.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what's happening. All right, that's what's happening. I watch him. I see old school 9 in front of me. The old school 9 that has the link up play. That's the thing. He has the old school 9 vibes around the box, and then he has the link up play of like what we would want from all our strikers at this current moment.
Yeah. So it's
like just to me, it all he needs just give him he just needs a running games. I have no doubt he's gonna prove himself. No doubt. That autistic kid, bro, he's gonna fucking ball out, son. Yo, that kid is autistic as hell. He is going to ball out, bro. Yeah, I watched it. Yo, you see his interview today? I love it.
You hear him talk, bro. It's
yo,
like,
you
damn.
Yo,
he's like the cut of the same cloth as Cole, bro.
Bro, he got the script like in his head. He got the script for all the answers in his head, son. The script is all there, right? Now I don't know, bro. I don't know if he's actually autistic.
I don't know either.
From like outside looking in perspective, bro, he was either like nervy as fuck or he was autistic. So there was one or the other, bro. Like
he's cut the same cloth, almost like Harry Kane. Like he's just like with the way they speak, like it's just simple words. Try to keep it simple. No, don't same the script. I got like, there's not much going on here, but on the pitch,
right? There's script, right? We got the script. The script is there. I memorized the script. Any question you ask me, I got the same script, son. I answer every single time.
No, that's funny as fuck, dude. It's so fucking funny, dude. No, but
this kid's gonna be cold, bro. I already see it.
Yeah, I think so.
I see it. Everyone's doubting him now, and then he's gonna hit like the way he's gonna hit the ground running. I can already see it now. And you got to see the connection between him and Palmer's is still there.
Oh yeah, for that goal.
Yeah,
that goal
if you put Jamie on the other side, who we played with for 2 years, Palmer played with Jamie for 2 years, bro. Let Maresca get his guys. That's the way I see it right now. But he knows who he wants. You see how he talks about Jackson, bro. I mean about Liam. He goes, he already knows my system. That's why I'm not worried about him pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, the quote was right here. Enzo Maresca on Liam Delap. Absolutely happy with this performance. The good thing about Liam is he knows the way we want to play, so the process is quite quick. It's, yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean,
get Maresca guys. If you're gonna do this, just get Maresca guys. Fuck what everybody's telling you. Just get Maresca guys. Maresca guys. It worked out for us right now so far. So,
bro, this game is physical as fuck. But yeah, it's I
his
agree.
Team. It's
I
his
do
team.
think
Let him build the team that he envisions. If it's those guys, if it's Jamie and it's Delap, let him build it that way.
Well, I was gonna ask, like, in terms of Jackson or Delap, who do we feel is going to start against Flamengo?
Probably.
Like, how do we feel like this is going?
It's going to be Delap.
You think so?
Yeah. Because I mean they'll probably rotate it in that manner of like every other game.
No, okay.
And then Jackson will come in the same amount of time that Delap came in, probably like 40-ish minutes left in the game, at the 60th minute mark. They'll probably get 60-40 again.
I think that's
just
fair.
Swapped. And then Santos starts, yeah.
Really? Santos starts for Caicedo? Or he gets swapped out with Lavia this time? Try him out instead of Lavia?
It doesn't matter.
All right. Fair enough.
Literally doesn't matter. Santos has to start.
I think, I don't think it needs to be really said, but Cucurella had a brilliant performance today. He could have arguably been man of the match too if it wasn't for, in my opinion, I thought Neto was, but I know Scott doesn't agree with that. The Cucurella was probably up there in that discussion as well. He was brilliant as always. I mean, I don't know who else to really talk about. I think Caicedo wasn't at his best today. He had a average, maybe a slightly above average performance.
That ass. Don't even play Caicedo for the next until the round.
It's 1 a.m. right for American Waffle, correct?
In a half hour, yes.
Okay, I need to eat before I go. Go
do your thing, man. If anything, I was gonna wrap it up because I think we discussed what we needed to discuss about this game. The next game is Flamengo. What are we thinking for that one? I think that one's gonna be a much more tougher competition. I think we can still win though. I think it will be a steeper competition though for sure.
I agree.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna see Flamengo play tonight. They're playing in Philadelphia tonight against Tunis, so I'll be scouting a bit while I'm on American Waffle. What a fuck, Scott? Did you just see that?
What the fuck was that challenge?
You see that,
bro? That's a red card.
Joey, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. That was Belotti.
Holy shit, Belotti! What the fuck, dude? They're gonna VAR that. He's gonna get sent off. Dude, this
he's probably getting sent off, man.
This game is crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. What about El Martinez for center backs? Some connections from Enzo.
Nope.
I mean, bro, like there's too many problems with him. He's not quick enough. He's not that like obviously the height thing, and he's coming off of a fucking like major injury, so it's not even like feasible. Yeah, that's probably good. He's probably getting sent off.
He's probably getting sent off. He made contact. It wasn't that bad, but still,
like studs to the head, bro.
Yeah. Don't matter, man. You get sent off for that one, Belotti. That was stupid. Yeah, but he's fast.
No, he's not fast. He's not fast. Martinez ain't fast, bro.
Unlike Cuckoo rest. Yeah, Cuckoo. He collided with Caicedo in the second half or something like that. That's why he was holding on his knees and stuff because he looked like he was exhausted. But I was like, did he get hurt or does he actually look exhausted?
No, he got hurt.
Okay,
Cucurella got hurt. That's what I'm saying. It's the rest of Cucurella too, son.
Yo, when you freeze it right there, that's bad.
Yeah, that's where if they freeze it right there and show him this, bang.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
does he get ball though? No, he doesn't even get ball.
I think he might get ball, but it doesn't even matter if he does.
Yikes.
Yeah, you're right. It don't matter. That shit's a red. This motherfucker gone, son.
Yeah, it's a great game, man.
Yeah.
That's what I like. And dude, I really hope they implement this in the Prem. I like that the referees are explaining the calls now.
Oh yeah, bro, that's sick.
Oh, yeah.
MLS as well, it's sick. They should implement that in the Prem.
You didn't know that, Joey?
Yeah, the refs in England would be too pussy to do that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Benfica finished Benito for the game, I think.
They do that in MLS, don't they? They announce the calls.
Yeah, they do it in MLS.
Yeah.
It's good.
Scott watches way more MLS than I do, bro.
Yeah.
That's
it's like it makes sense. It's good because like it keeps the stadium like understanding what's going on.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially for the stadium goers. But Belotti sent off. There you go. I didn't even know Andrea Belotti was playing for Benfica.
Yeah, me either. I thought he was at Como. So.
Wait, is he on loan there?
I don't know.
Don't worry about where American Waffle is. I'm gonna redirect to TJ's channel where it is. That way you guys can just go straight there.
Yeah, you guys just chill. We'll send you there.
Yeah, we'll send you there, and that'll start in about 20-30 minutes. Let me find it first of all. But yeah, I don't know why I'm not watching this, man. Watch Club World Cup, man. It's entertaining. I thought the Seattle Sounders games was great yesterday.
I wanted to watch that. Apparently, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. Like, bro, Joey, you might feel me on this one. If only Schmetzer could be the USMNT national coach, I would be so much happier with him than Poch.
Yeah, at this point, bro, I just do not
him.
give a fuck about what Poch does. Everything that he does pisses me off.
I'm checked out, man.
Man won, what was it? 5
Literally everything. Bro, he didn't start Malik Tillman. He didn't start Malik Tillman now. He started Malik Tillman one game. outside of last week. One game, okay, which he scored in. Okay, he's lost every other game outside of that fucking one game that Malik Tillman played in, and then the Trinidad game.
This guy, bro.
I do not get why it's so difficult to put a fucking lineup together of U.S. men footballers. Bro, make me the manager. I'll put it together for you, and you can go out there and be the puppet that you are, yelling and screaming and pointing and shit.
Yo, you guys are wild. That's crazy. Yeah, no, I can't. I can't with this freaking manager.
CFC unit, son. This is why we can't have nice things, bro.
Yeah, no, exactly. But all right, I'm gonna redirect over to TJ Warren TV, which is where American Waffle will be happening in
TJ. I said what's up, okay,
minutes.
Marshall.
Of course, dude. Of course. But yeah, that's where you'll find me, Ahmed. RSM is probably going to be there, Vader, Games, and whoever else ends up being there. I don't know who else is going to be there. But yeah, we're probably going to talk about Club World Cup. I don't think City hasn't played yet. I think City played tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday. And I think that's the same day Real Madrid play, right?
Wait, they play tomorrow?
No, I said what are the games?
I'll check right now.
I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday. That's what Big Steve said on Big Six today.
Matches.
Yeah, they play Wednesday. Today it's not including the games that are like in the morning. It's Fluminense, Dortmund, River Plate, Urawa Reds, Diamonds.
Urawa Reds, yeah.
Ulsan versus Mamelodi Sundowns. We will not be there. And then Monterrey versus Inter.
Yeah, that was a close little roller. Right
what
there.
a tackle,
bro!
I don't know how that's not a penalty, bro. I'm gonna be.
Bro, I want to watch that game, and it's a fucking 2 in the morning. Bro.
That should be a pen, bro.
Monterrey, get to see Sergio Ramos again, bro.
Yeah, Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, it's dude.
Yeah, that's a pen, bro. That's a pen,
bro.
Oh, speaking of this game, speaking of the foul, by the way, the referee for the Chelsea game was fucking shit, bro. Like 6 yellow cards, or how many yellow cards are in that game for the softest tackles and fouls?
I didn't think he was that bad. He kept the game running. I'll be real. He probably could have given more out.
Tosin shouldn't have gotten a yellow. I know that.
Bro, he should have got a yellow. He did 2 challenges that were already a yellow. He did one that was like could have been given as a yellow, and I've seen been given by.
Maybe I didn't take into account the one before then.
Yeah, bro, like there was the one he did one in the second half.
There were some soft yellows in there, man.
Bro, he did one in the second half, and to be fair, Martin.
Someone tell me where Sundowns is from.
South Africa.
Yeah,
okay.
Right?
Yeah,
It's a dark horse? I don't know, bro.
Yeah, he's South Africa. But yeah, like Martinez could have been sent off for them, and to be fair, Tosin made a stupid challenge I've seen like players in the Prem get yellow cards for. Why he did that while on a yellow card. So I'm quite glad he just let the game go.
I guess I felt like he put
I mean, it was a yellow card. Great, made the most of it.
Yeah, didn't Reece James get a yellow?
Could have been a red, and then he did another one. Martinez did later on. Like I think he took Carrera out again, but again he did that. The ref didn't give it.
Yeah, the way I saw it, I was like, damn, he's putting all these players on yellows, and now they all got to be careful and stuff. I don't know. I felt like some of the challenges were soft, but if it was an accumulation of challenges, then I didn't take into account that Di Maria penalty was so cold.
That shit's cold.
Yeah, it really was.
He just passed that shit into the net.
Bro, I love that Di Maria's still playing, man. It's gonna be a shame to see.
I mean, he made the most of it though.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't get hit that hard. But yeah, it's off the ball. It could be a call of the red. I still think
it's more because of where the hand was. Like I think he went to push him, and I think he did catch him in the face. That's why I said it might be.
It could have been a red if you really wanted it to be, but
I don't know.
Yeah,
I like the physical nature of it.
I do.
I'm gonna go watch you guys and like have the NBA finals in the background.
There's just a lot of sports to watch right now, man. This is proving to be a good summer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really because like after like the Club World Cup, pretty much, bro, and the NBA Finals and everything, it just dies in the baseball.
Well, the Club World Cup ends July. Yeah, we got a month pretty much.
Ends middle of July. Yeah, we got a month basically.
A month until Premier League starts, but we'll have like preseason games in there. We could probably watch in like
Who
2
cares,
weeks.
bro?
after that.
I'm gonna be
No,
so
we
honest.
just have one. We're not getting a preseason this year, bro.
No,
Wait, I thought we were getting two.
We've got 2 guaranteed so far. Well, I think guaranteed.
We got the Milan one. I know that.
Yeah, we've got
Milan.
Milan, and we got Bromley as well.
Bromley, the mighty Bromley.
Bromley?
Yeah, Bromley. Yeah. But like, bro, I don't care about those preseason games. Like, outside the fact of like that Milan game, all I care about is that the team that plays that game theoretically is the team that starts the week after. After that,
Yeah.
shit.
No, I hear that actually. That's a good way of looking at it.
What is this keeper doing?
What the fuck is this keeper doing, bro? He's getting corner like, for no reason.
He's like, yo, my bad. I didn't know where I was gonna go.
Who knows,
Like, bro,
man? That
take it out
Milan
of
game
bounds.
might be
Don't take it as a
the battle
corner.
for Mignon's soul.
Custody of
Never know.
Mignon. Yo, did you see
That's
Lewis's,
literally what I was saying. The
did
battle
you
for
see
Mignon's
Lewis's
soul.
fucking Lewis's post on that? He
What
had
did he say?
he had the fucking the Rey Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero like the custody battle picture from back in the day, and he had fucking Chelsea and Milan and Magnan in the middle.
Oh, I
It
see
was
this
actually
right now.
fucking awesome.
Oh
Lewis is
my
a genius.
days,
With that shit.
bro. That's hilarious. Here, I'll pull it
It's
up.
a
right now.
custody ladder match, son. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's hilarious. Oh, great minds think alike. I love it, dude. Oh shit. All
He's
right.
got
All
me,
right.
son.
Oh, he's great, dude. Big up Carefree Lewis, man. Big up all the time. But all right, cool. We're gonna call it, guys. I'll be over on American Waffle in a bit. I'll be talking to TJ. I'm sure we'll be talking about transfers as well as Club World Cup and all that stuff. So be on the lookout for that. If you haven't done so already, smash up the like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here. I'll go ahead and post Joey's channel down below, WoW Sports TV. So you guys,
80 away from 900.
there you go. So help Joey get to that goal as well, so that we can get him close to 1,000. Man can start monetizing and having that side.
No, I'm
gig, you know what I
monetized
mean?
already.
There you go. So help him.
Just
help him
come
get
to my
900.
channel and chill.
Yeah, exactly. You stream like
I'll be alive tomorrow, probably.
every other day or something like that, right?
Yeah, probably at least 3 days a week.
Yeah, I got it right here. So I'm just gonna put this in the chat real quick, and then yeah, you guys go support, check them out, help them get
Appreciate
to
you.
900.
Have a good rest of your day.
Of course, dude. You too, brother. What time?
Yeah, I'm going live
Joey,
tomorrow morning.
What time are you going live tomorrow, Joey?
6:30 probably, something like that.
6:30. Also, are you going to any of the games, Philadelphia
Nah,
games?
you didn't see I bought a slingshot.
Oh, car, the
A
slingshot car.
Polaris slingshot. Yeah, I bought a Polaris slingshot.
Damn.
Yeah, I bought it like a month ago, so like
That's not what I
I
meant to play.
said it would be financially irresponsible if I went and spent more money on going
Fair enough. That's probably a fucking fun car to have right now in the summer, man.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
That's what I'm gonna go do right. I'm gonna wait until it cools off a little bit because it's about 120 degrees outside right now. So
God damn. Yeah, you enjoy that, brother. You enjoy that.
yeah.
But big up, thanks for coming on. Guys, if you haven't done so already, smash up the like button. It helps us out tremendously. There was over 100 of you, and there's not even 50 likes. What's going on, guys? So yeah, get us there to 50 likes at least. Smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. It helps us out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. If you're enjoying Club World Cup as well, I mean, listen, we talk about Club World Cup here. We're going to be talking about Club World Cup a lot as it's going, and we're watching the games in the background. The games are free. You don't have to subscribe to, pay for any subscription, so might as well watch it. So I'm enjoying these matches. This Benfica, or not Benfica. Yeah, this Benfica. This Benfica Boca Juniors game is really, really crazy. So yeah, by all means, guys, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be pretty much going over Club World Cup games. Obviously, we're going to be reviewing the Chelsea matches as well. And they're, oh my days, it is 2-2. Oh my days. Oh Oh shit, this game, dude. The comeback is crazy. Holy shit, dude. Otamendi, bro. And they're 10 men down, dude. What is this game? This is wild. Holy shit, man. All by himself, man. No one was man marking him at all. No one was marking him at all. Boca Juniors with the bottling it right there, man. That's crazy. Yo, let's see if Benfica can come back from this and win the game. But I doubt it. I mean, they're 10 men down. Or they're down a man, I should say. They're down to 10 men. But yeah. Sorry, guys. I keep trying to freaking get out of the stream, but this game is insane. But yeah, we'll be over at American Waffle in about T-minus 9 minutes. Go over there. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to this channel. Smash the like button on this channel as well. Check out the links in the description. Check out Joey's channel, which is right over here. I just had it here. There you go. Check out Joey's channel. Go support his channel and his content over there. We'll be back again. I think we'll be back again Wednesday. I think. I have to figure out my schedule and how I'm going to work this all. Excuse me, I got hiccups right now. I got to figure out my schedule and how I'm going to work it all out. So by all means, check it out. Wednesday, I will try to be back with the stream. I don't know what I'm going to do for the stream yet. I have something in mind, but I have to see if I have time. But yeah, be on the lookout for that. We'll definitely be back on Thursday to talk casually Chelsea and more transfer news. And then obviously Friday, I will be at the Flamengo game, so there won't be a review for the Flamengo game at all because Saturday I will also be going to a concert and performing at a festival, so I have to be there and I won't be able to review the game. And by the time it's Sunday, it's Casually Chelsea show again, so we could probably do a small review on Sunday, my reaction to the game. I'll try to have a vlog ready for you guys as well. Oh my god. And yeah, we'll see where it goes. But yeah, lots of content to happen on the channel. Keep your eyes open and peeled for that. And by all means, guys, stay tuned, subscribe. Plenty of things for the summer planned for you guys. So don't miss out on it. We appreciate every single one of you. We'll see you over on American Waffle in a few minutes. And as always, stay casual. Peace.